behind the wheel of a brand new 2026 Jeep Wrangler Sport S 4-door, current Stellantis leases can drive for just $399 per month with zero down. That's right, zero down gets you into one of the most iconic go-anywhere vehicles on the road today. Whether you're tackling Vermont mud season, heading up the mountains, or just cruising through town, the 2026 Wrangler Sport S is built for all. Legendary 4x4 capability, removable top and doors, and that unmistakable Jeep attitude. At $399 per month, that isn't just a lease, it's your ticket to freedom. But listen, these won't last long. So get to St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram just past the railroad tracks in St. Johnsbury, Vermont, or shop us online at stjohnsburycdjr.com.
Leases for 36 months, 7,500 miles per year, 22,500 total miles, 30 cents per mile over. Tax, title, registration extra. Must have Stellantis brand lease registered in household. First payment due at signing.
St. Johnsbury CDJR, where Vermont comes to drive.
And now on this Friday, the first day of May, at Horse Meadows Senior Center in North Haverhill, Chef's Choice, assorted veggies, baked potato and fruit. Again, it's Chef's Choice, assorted veggies, baked potato and fruit. Congregate dining available 11:30 to 12:30 today at Horse Meadows Senior Center.
The RG Senior Center in the Bradford Community Building is open and serving congregate meals on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon. The meal for this Friday, May 1st, will be Italian sausage casserole, Tuscan blend veggies, Brussels sprouts, and dessert. For those 60 and over, the suggested donation per meal is $5, and for those under 60, the cost per meal is $8.
On the menu at the West Barnett Senior Meal Site for Friday, May 1st. In-house diners will be served a buffet. For takeout, chicken and biscuit, potato, broccoli, salad, and pineapple. In-house dining starts at 11:30 a.m. Takeout orders are required by calling 603-638-4002.
And a good morning, 7 minutes after 6 as we begin the Friday morning. Stephen, John, and friends, and a lot of great information still to come your way. And the first Bay Ridge Speedway race report of the season at about 6:45 this morning with Butch and April. We'll complete our 6 o'clock hour. Right now with temperatures between 35 and 40 degrees, we're hoping to top out into the low 50s today. Let's take a break and actually check it out. Compliments of your friends at Manchester Brook Materials. They have 2 locations to better serve you, 596 Crossroad in Waterford, and also they are in East Drygate, right there on Route 5. You can call Darcy at 802-633-4122 to line up your projects.
Is part of your property too tough to mow? Or do you need a new driveway or must fix your old one? Ask Manchester Brook Materials for a quote today. Plus for topsoil, erosion stone, riprap, and stay mat. Plus crushed stone products from 3/4 inch plant mix up to 5 inches. Manchester Brook Materials will deliver or load it for you. 6:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. weekdays, 7 a.m. to 12 noon Saturdays, or by appointment. We will rock you with competitive pricing and estimates. Call 802-633-4122.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast for today, variable clouds, valley highs in the mid to upper 50s, northwest winds 5 to 15 miles an hour. Tonight, slight chance of a shower, then a rising chance of showers late, possibly mixing with snow in the mountains, lows in the mid to upper 30s. Scattered showers on Saturday, maybe mixing with snow in the mountains early, valley highs in the low to mid 50s. I'm meteorologist Lawrence Hayes for WYKR.
Thank you, Lawrence. Updated weather forecast, compliments of our many sponsors and our meteorologists at the Fairbanks Museum and the Planetarium. We're coming up 9 minutes after 6. Updated look at the latest weather forecast, compliments of Manchester Brook Materials. They're at 596 Crossroad in Waterford and also Route 5 North, East Drygate, 802-633-4122. And we have a temperature at a Route 302 broadcast studios of 38 degrees.
Relationships are the connections we have with people in our lives. We have relationships with parents, siblings, friends, teachers, and classmates. We have relationships with people our own age, people older than us, and younger. Some relationships are very close, like a best friend, and others aren't, like someone we just met. No matter what kind of relationship we have, we deserve to be treated with kindness and respect. Sometimes we might think someone is being nice, but something doesn't feel quite right. Our bodies are smart. We might feel butterflies in our bellies, or our skin might feel prickly. We might not know exactly what is wrong, but our bodies do. What feelings do you notice in your body when someone isn't nice or makes you feel uncomfortable or confused? Who is an adult you can ask for help?
These wise words are supported by the Hypertherm Hope Foundation, a proud sponsor of WISE and our goal to end violence, share hope, and change lives.
Patriots making news. Actually, Rob Gronkowski making news. The Patriots' super tight end is a Patriots Hall of Famer.
Started tearing up a little bit. I mean, it's just such a prestigious honor to be inducted into the Patriots Hall of Fame, especially as a first ballot, and to do it, after so many others have led the way. Tom 2 years ago, Julian last year, you got the Teddy Bruschi's, the Willie McGinnis, same category as them. It is just an absolute honor.
Gronkowski rarely, if ever, missed a game. All Gronk wanted was to be a champion, and he is.
There's no doubt about it that I want to be viewed as a football player. Definition of a football player, someone that goes out and puts their body on the line at any given time, plays the game at full speed on any given play, and makes the big plays and when your number is called. That's the type of guy I want to be remembered out.
Patriots Hall of Fame tight end Rob Gronkowski. Follow me, Tom Cuddy Sports.
Winning a prize for your best girl. That's what country sounds like. Make our country your country. Your first choice for country and more. 101.3 WYKR.
And, of course, before that, Nate Smith. Glad to have you along here with us, 18 minutes after 6. It's a Friday. Today's the very first day of May, 2026. We'll be checking out the forecast for you momentarily. First, a couple of things happening in the listening area. In just a couple of weeks, Saturday, May 16th, it's Jazzy's Children 5K Fun Walk. It's going to be happening at Blue Mountain School. And registration will begin at 9 with the Fun Run Walk beginning at 10 a.m. Get your teams together. There will be prizes, snacks, and lunch provided. Sounds like a lot of fun. Taking a look at the weather forecast now for all of northeast Vermont, northwest New Hampshire, sitting at 38 degrees with partly cloudy skies. It's being brought to you by Wells River Chevrolet. Part of the Autosaver Group, and that's a really big deal. That's in the Autosaver Group's Big Deal Plus that comes at no charge with a purchase or lease of every new or used vehicle at Wells River Chevrolet. And a reminder, Ted Cooper will be chatting with us at about 7:45 this morning. He gives us his bi-weekly update as to what's happening at Wells River Chevrolet. Wells River Chevrolet is proud to be part of the Autosaver Group, and that's a really good deal. Being in the Autosaver Group's Big Deal Plus comes with no charge with a purchase or lease of every vehicle at Wells River Chevrolet. What does that mean for you? 2 years of unlimited scheduled maintenance, unlimited oil filter changes and tire rotations, lifetime state inspections, and so much more. Wells River Chevrolet is proud to be part of the Autosaver Group. Same great people, same great experience, and a Big Deal Plus. WellsRiverChevy.com.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast for today, variable clouds, valley highs in the mid to upper 50s, northwest winds 5 to 15 miles an hour. Tonight, slight chance of a shower, then a rising chance of showers late, possibly mixing with snow in the mountains, lows in the mid to upper 30s. Scattered showers on Saturday, maybe mixing with snow in the mountains early, valley highs in the low to mid 50s. I'm meteorologist Lawrence Hayes for WYKR.
And for your friends at Wells River Chevrolet, updating you on the forecast for the listening area. Wells River Chevrolet with vehicles on both sides of Route 302. Same great people, same great experience, and now the Big Deal Plus. They're on their web at wellsriverchevy.com. Coming up in a few minutes, a conversation I had recently with Bob Yaroshevich, the owner of Wise Enterprises and Wild Vermont Customs. That's just...
Hi, I'm Lori Riggy, commercial loan specialist at Wells River Savings Bank. What makes a good bank? For some, it's convenience. For others, it's trust. At Wells River Savings Bank, you don't have to choose. For over 130 years, we've been more than just a bank. We've been your neighbors. We know our customers by name and care about the things that matter most to them. From supporting local youth sports and community projects to helping families and small businesses grow, every dollar that stays local helps our communities thrive. Because a mutual community bank like ours, your deposits don't just sit in an account. They go back into the community to make a real difference. Wells River Savings Bank, where community comes first and financial success follows. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
All right, it is that time of the morning. We're going to take a few minutes and chat with Bob Yaroshevich, the owner of Wild Vermont Customs, Wise Enterprises. And Bob has been extremely busy on the road. Tell us about it. What have you been up to anyway, Bob?
Well, if you can't hear me all the time today, we're on site working, and a lot of contractors going on working, so it's a little bit of noise. But we're working in Ferrisburg, building our grain processing center, bakery, distillery for a good customer. He's been a customer of mine for 19 years. He sold his farm, decided he's getting too old to keep farming, and this is how he wants to keep farming going in Vermont and get more people involved in grain farming in Vermont.
Well, that's what we like to hear. Let's continue to invest in our great Green Mountain state of Vermont. Meanwhile, back at home right here in Reigate Corner, East Reigate, Wild Vermont Customs, Jasper and Gabe, and, of course, yourself. What's going on for projects there as we transition into spring, Bob?
We've had a slew of people calling in wanting to do some motorcycle stuff, whether it be hydro dip or some powder coating or some painting jobs. We've taken a couple, and we're pretty much full. So, we tell people all the time, we'd rather do your motorcycle work fall and winter. We're kind of getting to the point now where we don't have enough time to get it done before you want to get out and start riding your bike. I mean, we've had some nice weather. We've had some friends that are out on their bikes already. So we're kind of starting to put a slow on doing the motorcycle work, but we have a big project for Wild Vermont Customs that's going to be a cool project, and it's for a lady. She bought, I guess it's a bunch of modern metal structure that came down out of down south somewhere, that made like kind of a front railing kind of porch thing that you would see on like a house down in Louisiana or something.
Mm-hmm.
She's having us redo it and get it looking nice again, and we're actually going to take and change it. It was a straight piece. We're going to make it a 90, and we're going to take half of it, turn it into a greenhouse.
Wow. I know we've chatted about that periodically in the last few months, and Jasper kind of mentioned it the last time he was in here. Big project and a heavy project, but hey, continue to take pictures as we move forward with that. We're just a few months away from fair season. I know that periodically you've mentioned some stuff about that. Anything you want to share with our listeners, Bob?
Yeah, so we've got a good project that we are hoping that we are certainly going to have in our booth this year. It's kind of a personal project, but I don't want to say too much about it, but it's definitely going to be a unique project. I think we'll end up bringing it as an in-process project because it's such a big multi-year project. We will bring it in a first stage. That's going to be really cool. And then when we bring it probably the following, the second stage, even cooler.
Mm-hmm. Okay, awesome.
So people are definitely going to want to come take a look at it.
And we're talking North Haverhill Fair, which is the latter part of July. All right, Wild Vermont Customs, Wise Enterprises, Bob Yaroshevich, the owner. Of course, Gabe and Jasper doing a great job in the background as we speak, helping out. As we go back to, our listeners, maybe a couple of things we could just leave them with this morning that they might be interested in taking you up on at Wild Vermont Customs as we roll into spring, Bob.
Well, now would be the time if you want to start thinking about on fall hunting rifle.
Oh, yeah, okay.
This is the time to kind of get that stuff going for us. And any of that stuff that you're thinking about, maybe gardens. We plasma cut out garden gnomes. So people who want to maybe stick a garden gnome in their garden, we've got several different already ones that we've pre-made that people could take a look at, and we can just zip out, cut out.
Yeah.
We've done some garden markers for people. They're nice, and they tell you kind of what's in each row, and it's great, but they are a little bit pricier. So if you're somebody who does a routine garden and you're going to use them for years, they're going to last you for your lifetime. it's definitely a way better way to go than just like the plastic stakes that you stick in.
Sure. And as we know in our prior conversations with Wild Vermont Customs and Wise Enterprises, the sky's the limit, and there's a lot of things that they can do. So throw your ideas at Bob, Gabe, and Jasper, and they'll help you out. And, of course...
for sure.
Yep. And, of course, to contact you, best way to do that is how?
Best way is just message me on Facebook. We'll get a conversation started that way. And then once we can narrow in on stuff, we can speak on the phone or meet in person or whatever we need to do to continue the process.
Definitely. All right, Bob, we'll chat again in a couple of weeks with another fresh update from Wise Enterprises and Wild Vermont Customs.
Great. We'll see you then.
And that is a conversation I had with Bob just a couple of weeks ago. It is 6:30. A good morning. I'm Stephen John. And friends, we take it at 9 o'clock. All kinds of great information still to come your way. Up next, live in our studios, Butch and April with the Bear Ridge Speedway Race Report, kicking off their 59th year of dirt track racing right there in Bradford on the Ridge. All right, let's take a look at the weather, find out what's happening as we head into the weekend. It's being brought to you this time by St. Johnsbury Chrysler, Dodge Jeep Ram, which is part of the Autosaver Group, where every deal comes with a Big Deal Plus. A 2-year unlimited schedule maintenance plan, which includes free state inspections for life. They're online at stjohnsburycdjr.com.
So where's the big deal?
Holy schmoly, it's Matt Lecire from the Autosaver Group, St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Right now is the time to drive the all-new 2026 Ram 1500 Crew Cab. Get 0% financing for 60 months or take advantage of 2.9% for 72 months on all Ram Crew Cabs, excluding RHO. And here's the kicker. Every new Ram comes backed by the industry's best 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Looking to lease? We've got you covered. If you have a current Stellantis lease, you can drive a brand new 2026 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab Hemi V8 for just $469 a month for 39 months with zero down. St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, just past the railroad tracks in St. Johnsbury, Vermont.
Lease based on 10,000 miles per year, 32,500 total miles, 30 cents per mile over. Tax, title, registration extra. Must have a current Stellantis brand lease and household to qualify. First payment due at signing. Special APRs available for well-qualified buyers. At 0%, every $1,000 is $17 in payment.
Don't wait, these offers end April 30th.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast for today, variable clouds, valley highs in the mid to upper 50s, northwest winds 5 to 15 miles an hour. Tonight, slight chance of a shower, then a rising chance of showers late, possibly mixing with snow in the mountains, lows in the mid to upper 30s. Scattered showers on Saturday, maybe mixing with snow in the mountains early, valley highs in the low to mid 50s. I'm meteorologist Lawrence Hayes for WYKR.
Thank you, Lawrence. There's you have it. The updated look at the weather forecast. I can speak, by the way. Updated weather as we head into the weekend. It's brought to you this time by St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. They are by part of the Autosaver Group. And let's see. They are online at stjohnsburycdjr.com at 200 Memorial Drive in St. Johnsbury, 802-424-8635.
Chief Crushing and Excavation has plenty of products that can be delivered to you from one of their many nearby locations. Products available include sand for septic systems, crushed gravel, topsoil, clay fills, stay mat, ledge, and specialty items such as blue ledge and gravel. Chief Crushing and Excavation is fully insured and has Vermont and New Hampshire locations near you, including Wells River Quarry, the South Rygate Pit, Nick's Aggregate and Pike, and Blaisdell Sand and Gravel in North Haverhill. Excavation and full land clearing services are also available. For quarry operation hours, pricing, and directions, call Chief Crushing and Excavation at 802-584-3868.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast for today, variable clouds, valley highs in the mid to upper 50s, northwest winds 5 to 15 miles an hour. Tonight, slight chance of a shower, then a rising chance of showers late, possibly mixing with snow in the mountains, lows in the mid to upper 30s. Scattered showers on Saturday, maybe mixing with snow in the mountains early, valley highs in the low to mid 50s. I'm meteorologist Lawrence Hayes for WYKR.
All right, thanks, Lawrence, as we update you on the forecast every few minutes during the Friday morning live show, and brought to you by our many sponsors. This time around being brought to you by Chief, as his standing by at the line of projects in 2026 and beyond. 802-584-3868. All right, we're getting set for the Bear Ridge Speedway Race Report with Butch and April. We'll introduce them right after this. Wells River Chevrolet is proud to be part of the Autosaver Group, and that's a really good deal. Being in the Autosaver Group's Big Deal Plus comes with no charge with a purchase or lease of every vehicle at Wells River Chevrolet. What does that mean for you? 2 years of unlimited scheduled maintenance, unlimited oil filter changes and tire rotations, lifetime state inspections, and so much more. Wells River Chevrolet is proud to be part of the Autosaver Group. Same great people, same great experience, and a Big Deal Plus. WellsRiverChevy.com. Right, it is 6:53 exactly, 38 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Butch, April, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Great.
Okay.
You came in a lot more enthusiastic than you're acting right now. So I know you're ripping and ready to go. 59 years, right?
59.
Are you guys ready?
Are you ever ready?
As ready as you can be.
Yeah, weather permitting. It's tough because you got like a very small window to get ready. I mean, 2 weeks ago you couldn't drive in the pits. It was mud because I started to drive where the haulers park, and I better not do that with just my regular car because I would have got buried. So you just pray for some good weather. But
true. Yeah, that's a tough one. Yeah, anytime you have outdoor activities, especially in New England,
outdoor sports,
it's a chance.
And the wind is just not giving up.
Yeah.
So which helps dry stuff up, but it's
True.
kind of hard putting banners and flags up when the wind's blowing 900 miles an hour.
April, spring weather, that's for sure. So anything really different at the track this year that we
No,
need
not
to know
much.
about? No?
About the same.
Okay.
You know, sometimes you hate to make change. Sometimes you make a change. Everybody annihilates you here or there and everywhere else until they come see it and see what happens. I guess that'll be okay.
Yeah.
But, they got to annihilate you before you get there.
Change is tough.
Yeah.
Change really is tough. Oh, well. Make them subtly.
It's opportunity. Should be considered opportunities.
So let's talk about the car show tomorrow. It's going to be in Bradford on the Lower Plain.
On the Lower Plain, right across from O'Reilly Auto Parts, the old Notch Above building.
Yeah.
Most people know where that is. Some people still don't, but that's all right. Stacy is grateful enough to let us use it.
Awesome.
Use the parking lot for that. So,
Good.
Thanks to Stacy Thompson.
You probably remember in the 70s, maybe before, when it was a Chrysler dealership.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what it was before then, but
LaFontaine Ford, wasn't it, or something like that? I don't remember now, but yeah.
I know one time it was Chrysler.
It was Chrysler, I think. Some odd reason I thought it was Ford and it was for a while, but they might have had some Fords for sale. I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't make any difference.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Looks
that
good.
building's been through a lot of changes.
It certainly has.
Over the years.
Yeah, so that's a good place for the car show.
Sure. Right on the main drag.
Just around the corner and up to the track.
Yep.
So divisions. What's going on with the divisions this year?
Same divisions last year. No changes there. Modified scoops, limiteds. We got the midgets coming back, dirt stocks, Ridge Runner 4-cylinders, late models, Enduros, sprint cars once a month, Enduros once a month, mini sprints once a month. Yeah, there's quite a lot going on.
Okay. All right. What about sponsors? Looking good?
Yeah.
Good shape?
Yeah, I think we might have lost one. Woodsville changed to Bar Harbor, and they
Right.
jumped right on board, so that was great.
Mhm.
I'm thankful that they're still with us.
Definitely.
And
Well,
then,
we've got Sable and Sons are back with the modifieds, and of course Wells River Chevrolet. Been with us for 35 to 40 years. With the coupes,
Right.
mainstay, sponsor of this program or whatever. Thanks John and the whole group up there. Dad's 4x2 Display doing the limited sportsman modifieds, and the Valley Building Supplies doing the street stocks. The Valley Building Supplies in Lebanon and many other locations. Woodsville Power Equipment right here in Woodsville, New Hampshire, doing our Ridge Runner class.
Good.
And so that's great. One little new sponsor we got this year, well, actually it came on last year, St. Johnsbury CDJR, doing the white flag lap.
Okay. Found something to do right there.
And
yeah, Matt's a real promoter too.
Yes.
Yeah.
well, they do like the Barrett's dirt yellow flag for dirt, so it's not uncommon.
All right.
So, you could sell every lap, but
we don't want to tax our announcers. So just remember when you're doing the radio, you got to be doing every time you see the white flag when you're there.
Okay.
St. JCDJR white
boy.
flag.
All right, man. All right, that's a lot to remember. That's a mouthful, too.
Well, at least you don't have to say Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram.
Right. Yeah, that's so true. But it's great to have a new sponsor, isn't it?
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. You know, and it, enthusiasm's there, whatever. Everybody's, happy to be there.
Yeah, he wanted to do more than just a race night, so
Mhm.
we kind of thrashed it around. This is what we came up with, so hopefully it'll work.
So see on your schedule, you've got the bull riding rodeo. That's the same again this year? This will be the third year, isn't it?
Third year, yeah.
Okay.
Be on a Thursday night.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, we went back to Thursday, and then we're taking that Saturday, first time in a long, I don't know, forever, but the 11th we're on summer break because after the week after the rodeo.
Mm-hmm.
So that's new. So
I see that.
it'll give the guys time to get the track back ready because it's still a lot of work. That's why we kind of went with Tuesday, and that
Oh,
really
that's
didn't
right.
work well. So we went back to Thursday, and then that way the guys don't have to thrash around to get rid of all the cow and horse droppings, so the drivers don't have to drive through it on Saturday. We got a week to get rid of it. So.
Well, it seems like all the tracks around here periodically take
They-
a break.
I think we're one
kind
of
of
the
gives the drivers and the owners and everybody a chance to do a
Yeah.
reset, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it does. And having to have the guy, it's hard enough finding help today. So
Yeah.
having them have to do 2 days in 1 week,
Yeah.
I think it's good for everybody.
Yeah, why not?
hopefully.
I can't see how that's going to hurt anybody.
So.
That's great. 59 years. Man.
59 years.
Gee whiz, where's time go? So,
Flies.
what does the weather look like for tomorrow night? You kind of mentioned that earlier.
They're looking at maybe a chance to shower
Yeah.
During the car show.
here and there, whatever. But
It's
according to what I see, it's like 20% chance. Well, you might get a light shower, you might get a heavy shower. How do you know? But
It's going to be cold probably.
it'll be cooler. Coffee
got-
machines will be working.
We got new sweatshirts.
I was gonna say, you got-
2026
yeah,
sweatshirts. So
You got new hats?
new
Do
hats.
you sell those?
Yes, we do.
All right, good.
Yep, new hats, new sweatshirts.
Yeah, good looking.
Is that this year's or last year's?
year's.
That's last year's.
Oh, yeah, it's
She won't
2025.
give me- she won't
You
give me
didn't
a
wear
new
it
one.
last year.
She won't give me a new one.
I just gave you 6 new ones. It's like there was 3 of the neon ones that you used to wear all the time, and I took them all for you. So
So with this being the 250th celebration, anything going on in that regards? 4th of July fireworks or?
Oh, big 4th of July. I talked to my girl for the 4th of July fireworks, and she said, "Don't you worry." She said, "We're taking care of you."
All right.
Of course, the 4th of July this year being on a Saturday.
Yeah.
So, no question, probably up on the hill.
You'll do it on the
Who knows?
4th?
It is the
Because lots of
4th.
times you're doing it right
I do it
before.
ahead of time,
Yeah.
except if the 4th falls on
the Saturday. So
Man.
it
We'll do it.
lined up that this year it falls on Saturday, so we're actually doing it the 4th.
That's a big deal.
So
For it to land on the actual.
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
It's good for you
A
guys.
lot going on that Saturday,
Yeah.
I don't care if it's Woodsville or Warford or where, different
Right.
places have different things going on, but
Right.
we'll be there.
So what is the buzz maybe with some of the drivers? I mean, you must be talking with them periodically. Are they saying anything?
Oh, we got a few drivers moved up a little bit. We've got a couple drivers moved back a little bit.
Got
I
some
think
new
everybody's-
people coming in?
we
There's
got
a
like
few new guys coming in.
3 or 4 rookies in the coops this year. Good.
Does that mean more coops then?
No, well, we had one coop that's moving up to a rookie in the modifieds.
Okay.
So, but there's been
And he's looking for a driver for his coupe. So
Yeah.
whether it's founded yet or not, I don't know. He hasn't told me. So
Mm-hmm.
but yeah.
it might be just he might come in and, hey, here's my new driver, I don't know.
But for the most part, are all the drivers coming back?
Pretty much most of them, yes.
I hate that question because they all wait till tomorrow to sign up.
Okay.
It's like, how is your car going? And actually, we've got. This year I feel like it's a little bit stronger in the coupes, mods, and midgets as far as pre-registration. So
Okay.
that's good.
And the car show is on the lower plane. And
9
it's
to
gonna-
noon.
9 to noon.
9 to noon.
Okay. Yep.
When
Get
you get
there at
there,
8:30.
somebody will be there to park you. Don't wait till you're told where to go and what to do because we got a little bit of organization we got to handle because the haulers have got to be put out back. And thank the Driver Commission and Ryan Chase and Josh Allen for helping organize that. with Adam Osgood. So took a lot to get those ducks lined up in a row. So I really appreciate in advance cooperation from everybody.
Yeah,
we
definitely.
we were a quarter of an inch away from not having a car show. It was a tough battle this year. So appreciate everybody working with us tomorrow.
Yeah,
So
I wonder, because you and I were corresponding a little bit. I thought, what's going on in the background there?
we had a lot of trouble with it this year. So I want to make sure, because we're right on Route 5, that we all please behave.
Because I'm thinking, how difficult is it to put together a car show? You've been doing this forever, but now you explain it. It's not an easy task. It doesn't matter where it is.
Not anymore, it's not.
No, I mean, I was yesterday getting insurance waivers. So
Yeah.
it's not.
So realize it just doesn't happen.
It doesn't. We've been working on this.
You've seen it. We've both seen it, Years ago, you shook your head, I shook my head. Yep, we'll do it. Okay, let's handshake. We walk
Great.
away.
Yeah.
It's pretty much those days are gone.
Yeah.
And it's sad, that this country has to come to that. But handshake or yes, we'll do it. We'll take care of it. You man at your word and everything else. Those days are.
There was none of that this year. I've been fighting with town insurance. Landowners it's been 2 months of, I was, as of yesterday morning, I'm like, we can't do this because it's just not working.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden the forms started coming in, and it was because they're like, I have to have the paperwork today. I'm like, but I can't get it from the insurance company, but we got it. So I appreciate in advance everybody working with us, please.
So you mentioned insurance, so this comes at a price to you.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
So,
And
you
it's a
with
bigger
you being in
price.
business as long as you guys and us, we realize what you said earlier. So much stuff could be done on a handshake, but just not anymore.
Yeah.
So,
I know, because it was funny,
the way it
because
is.
I said to the insurance girl, we were writing back and forth, and I'm like, ugh, when did this become so complicated? Because I had to answer like 20 questions, and I'm like going, why? She said people got sue hungry. Insurance companies are just being really careful, which I get, but
yeah.
So
planning on getting the race in tomorrow night. Car show 9 to noon. Lower Plain in Bradford tomorrow.
then practice on the hill for the cars at the car show. They get early round.
And racing at what time?
We're hoping 5-ish.
5-ish, okay.
A little early, especially with the weather.
And then as the
Being
season,
cool,
and
first
then
one
as
of
the
the
season
season.
gets cranked up, it'll be
It'll be
6
6
o'clock.
Yep.
Right.
It's a double points night, as it always is opening night. So we actually lost, and I got to throw that in there because that's my one moment. But they lost a double points night, so it used to be mid-season, but that's our break.
So next Friday, about the same time, it'll be a first Bay Ridge Speedway race report of the 2026 season. 59 years.
We can tell you how good the car show went. We can tell you how the races went, and
If we're still alive.
if we're capable, and which we will be, but
Of course you will be.
what the results were.
Of course you will.
Now here we go again.
All right. So we thank our sponsor, Wells River Chevrolet, which is part of the Auto Saver Group, and, of course, all the other sponsors that make Bay Ridge Speedway a success. See you next Friday.
Next Friday.
Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
In Bradford, Farmway invites you to shop their in-stock Lazy Boy furniture. Farmway has plenty of styles and colors to choose from, something to fit everybody, including pet-friendly fabrics. Check the prices. You won't be disappointed. Shop in a friendly, no-pressure atmosphere. And if you don't see it, Farmway can order it. Delivery and removal is available. Just ask about the rates. At Farmway, they take immense pride in offering a wide selection of top-quality brands in footwear, clothing, camping, and hunting gear, furniture, and gifts. Shop locally in Bradford at Farmway.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast for today, variable clouds, valley highs in the mid to upper 50s, northwest winds 5 to 15 miles an hour. Tonight, slight chance of a shower, then a rising chance of showers late, possibly mixing with snow in the mountains, lows in the mid to upper 30s. Scattered showers on Saturday, maybe mixing with snow in the mountains early, valley highs in the low to mid 50s. I'm meteorologist Lawrence Hayes for WYKR.
There you have it, an updated look at the weather for all of Northeast Vermont, Northwest New Hampshire, brought to you by your friends right there at Farmway in Bradford. You know, it's getting into that time of the year. You got your sandals, you got your sneakers. Well, they're ready for spring and summer fun at Farmway with plenty of free parking. They are open Monday through Saturday from 8:30 to 5:30, Fridays until 8 p.m. They are closed on Sunday and major holidays. but they are online at vermontgear.com for your shopping convenience. Glad that you could be with us this morning. I'm Stephen John and our many friends. We're with you for another couple. We take you up to the 9 o'clock news and information. Still coming up in the 7 o'clock hour, conversation that Joshua Smith had with Julie Eastman at Green Mountain Merchandise right here in Wells River. And then a conversation I had a couple of days ago with Dylan Kidder at Riverbank Career and Technical Center. We have our birthdays at 7:30. Mark Breen chats with us. And then Ted Cooper from Wells River Chevrolet talks with us about 7:45. We're getting set for the 7 o'clock news here at WYKR Haverhill, WTWN Wells River, W28060E Wells River at 105.1 FM. It is 7 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. We begin in Washington, where President Trump is facing a key deadline in the Iran war today.
Today is day 60 of the war. The War Powers Resolution requires presidents to seek congressional authorization to continue wars beyond 60 days. But during a Senate hearing yesterday, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth claimed to Virginia Democrat Tim Kaine that the deadline is still weeks away.
The 60-day clock pauses or stops in a ceasefire. They're not in. It's our understanding, just so you know.
Okay, well, I do not believe the statute would support that.
Most legal experts don't think so either. One says there's no pause button on the War Powers Resolution. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
War-induced gas prices have shot up again today, another 9 cents to an average of $4.39 a gallon. Overall, that's about $1.40 more since the conflict began. A suggestion from AAA's Candace Red.
Look into discounts. There are some retailers like grocery stores that offer fuel discount programs, and even some credit cards offer gas discounts too.
The record 76-day shutdown at the Department of Homeland Security is officially over. Republicans have ended a standoff with Democrats who were demanding changes to immigration enforcement. Correspondent Allison Keyes from Washington.
ICE and Border Patrol aren't included, and Republicans in both chambers are looking to fund them through a process allowing them to pass a bill without support from Senate Democrats.
Even though the president stepped in to pay DHS workers during the shutdown, some may still be owed for reimbursements or back pay. We're getting a new look at suspect Cole Allen's movements in the lead up to the latest assassination attempt on President Trump. Correspondent Jared Hill.
Authorities say newly released video shows Allen at the Washington Hilton Hotel the day before Saturday's event, walking through the hotel gym and through the halls. What Janine Pirro, U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia, described as casing the area before the attack.
31-year-old suspects agreed to remain held leading up to his trial. Camp Mystic in Texas, where 25 girls and 2 counselors died in massive flooding last 4th of July, will not be reopening this summer. After pushback from the victims' families, the owners have withdrawn their application for an operating license. That's a relief to Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick.
We understand what the Eastland family's going through, but these parents are going through much, much, much more, and they should not have their license renewed.
Investigations into the camp's flooding response are ongoing. Dow futures up 113. This is CBS News.
And there you have it at 4 minutes after 7, an updated look at the news. Compliments of the CBS News Network. We're checking out the weather forecast now. It's for all of Northeast Vermont, Northwest New Hampshire, the Upper Connecticut River Valley. It's being brought to you by Crosstown Chrysler, Dodge Jeep Ram in Littleton, home of the Big Deal. At Crosstown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep Ram, Fiat, located on Route 302 in Littleton, the veteran sales professionals are passionate about helping customers find the right vehicle that fits their needs. Due to their knowledgeable and experienced sales representatives who are always happy to help, they've been nominated several times for Chrysler Dealer of the Year, earned multiple FCA Pantaster Club Awards, and are the recipient of the Customer First Award for Excellence, years 2018 through 2023. At Crosstown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep Ram, Fiat, they continue to hold themselves to the highest standards of training and maintain manufacturer certification in order to serve their customers the best quality of customer service. Crosstown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep Ram, Fiat, located on Route 302 in Littleton.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast for today, variable clouds, valley highs in the mid to upper 50s, northwest winds 5 to 15 miles an hour. Tonight, slight chance of a shower, then a rising chance of showers late, possibly mixing with snow in the mountains, lows in the mid to upper 30s. Scattered showers on Saturday, maybe mixing with snow in the mountains early, valley highs in the low to mid 50s. I'm meteorologist Lawrence Hayes for WYKR.
All right, thanks, Lawrence. We're still sitting at 38, heading for the mid-50s today, and some sunshine. That's the updated weather. Compliments of Crosstown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fiat, and Littleton, home of the big deal. At 6 minutes after 7 o'clock.
Patriots making news. Actually, Rob Gronkowski making news. The Patriots' super tight end is a Patriots Hall of Famer.
Started tearing up a little bit. I mean, it's just such a prestigious honor to be inducted into the Patriots Hall of Fame, especially as a first ballot, and to do it, after so many others have led the way. Tom 2 years ago, Julian last year, you got the Teddy Bruschi's, the Willie McGinnis, same category as them. It is just an absolute honor.
Gronkowski rarely, if ever, missed a game. All Gronk wanted was to be a champion, and he is.
There's no doubt about it that I want to be viewed as a football player. Definition of a football player, someone that goes out and puts their body on the line at any given time, plays the game at full speed on any given play, and makes the big plays and when your number is called. That's the type of guy I want to be remembered out.
Patriots Hall of Fame tight end Rob Gronkowski. Follow me, Tom Cuddy Sports.
Joining us today is Julie Eastman, who is a licensing director over at Green Mountain Merchandise in Wells River. Green Mountain Merchandise has been serving folks with custom screen printing, embroidery, and merchandise for more than 4 decades, helping businesses, organizations, and events bring their ideas to life. They're located right on Mill Street in Wells River, and we're glad to have Julie with us today to talk about what they do and how they keep local customers and clients near and far. Julie, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Josh. How are you today?
Good. So I know for folks who may have heard the name but have never stopped in, what is Green Mountain Merchandise and what do you do there in Wells River?
So we are a screen printing and embroidery company. We, believe it or not, have been in Wells River for 40 years now. The company was founded by my husband, Gene, again, 1986.
Wow.
He's had a couple different locations. We were back behind Wells River Savings Bank on Creamery Street for a long time. And I guess it's been about 10 years now. We've been up here at the Old Adams Paper Mill.
Okay.
Which is 15 Mill Street. So we do screen printing and embroidery. Started off originally 40 years ago with Gene primarily doing Letterman's jackets.
Okay.
For those of us who remember the leather Letterman's jackets from high school. And over the years, Gene originally thought that he would be a mechanic when he was in high school. So over the years, he was able to kind of adapt his car interest, his automotive interest, into the company, and it's become really, really unique. It really has. Not only do we do merchandise for local restaurants and schools, charities, lawn care services, you name it. If they have a custom T-shirt on, it can come from us. But over the years, one of the things that's really made us unique is because of Gene's automotive interest, we also do merchandise for larger car shows all throughout the country. The car shows, we actually go, we produce the product here. A lot of it's fully licensed by General Motors or Dodge. We hold licenses with those companies. We design it, print it, embroider it, box it up, and vend it on site.
Okay.
So, again, we do a little bit of everything. Right. And I think that's one of the reasons we've been able to grow like we have over the years, because we are servicing customers throughout the whole country, not just here local to Vermont and New Hampshire.
Yeah, and like you said, your website does mention automotive merchandise and car show gear. And would you say the reason for that and how that became kind of a niche and became such a big part of your business is because of Gene's passion for automotives?
The 100%. So I guess originally he started, and this was long before I came aboard, long before him and I were married. I guess originally, somehow or another, he printed T-shirts at car shows.
Okay.
I haven't really fully figured the process out because they have to dry. They have to get cured in a high temperature dryer. So I'm not really sure how they pulled all that off at the car show, but that's how it started, small. And then a few promoters had someone else who vended the T-shirts. They came to Gene just to do the printing.
Okay.
So he learned what they were looking for. He was able to secure some of the General Motors and, Dodge, BP Racing, NHRA licenses. And then from there, it just has kind of grown and grown. So we do about 15 larger car shows a season. We had our first one this past weekend in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. One thing that is exciting is we added a fairly local car show. The last weekend in June, it is called Wicked Big Car and Truck Nationals, and it's at the New Hampshire Speedway in Loudon.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I know Loudon.
Yeah, so I guess there's also a Wicked Big Subaru show. It is not that one. It is Cars and Trucks. It's sponsored by a Ford dealership in New Hampshire. And they're expecting a pretty big turnout.
Right.
So we're excited to be able to, pull some of our employees from the shop and have them come out to a car show and see that side of the business. So we're excited for that one. Wicked Big Car and Truck Nationals.
Okay. Which is it's exciting that we have someone with such a national footprint right here in town. And so, because you also work a lot with local companies and local nonprofits too. So if someone comes to you with an idea, Julie, maybe they just need shirts or for the company or a fundraiser or a reunion or an event, how does Green Mountain Merchandise kind of help guide them from concept to finished product?
We do everything for you. So it's our goal to help bring the customer's vision to life. So we have an in-house art staff and salespeople. We're open 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. John and TJ are my sales associates out front. You come in, kind of tell them what you're looking for. A lot of businesses or even charities, someone who's running a charity 5K or something like that, usually has some kind of logo already created. If you don't, we can still help you create a starting logo as well. And we'll kind of guide you through the process.
Okay.
The more colors you screen print, the more expensive it is and the more shirts you need to do.
Right.
If you're a smaller business and you need 24 pieces of a one-color design that has your landscaping or lawn care company or your roofing company, we can do that for you. Our normal turnaround time is 2 weeks. Easy. We try to make the process as easy as possible for you.
Right. And I know that so John was on the air a few weeks ago, and he mentioned too, which was an eye-opening for most of our listeners, is that you work with all kinds of clothing brands too.
Yep. So one of the things that has been a newer addition for us that's hugely popular is Carhartt.
Okay.
So customers used to go to different retailers or order Carhartt online, have it shipped to themselves, and then bring it in for us to screen print and embroider. We want to provide the product to you.
Right.
For multiple reasons. We think that we can get it at a better price than usually what a customer can pick it up for somewhere else. But if there's ever a discrepancy of any kind, we want to be in charge of it.
Right.
I don't know that if you buy a high-end jacket somewhere for embroidery and, I don't know, the stitching isn't 100% or something like that, we want to be able to take care of that for you.
Right.
We can't do that if you brought us something in purchased somewhere else.
Okay.
So, yep, so we have, all kinds of dry duck and moisture wicking. We can do high visibility stuff for, for contractors who need that, or even like, the state of Vermont Department of Highways, the stuff that those guys kind of wear, reflective prints, reflective stripes, all the special stuff the firefighters wear, EMTs, we can get all that for you.
Okay. Now, so Julie, if somebody's listening today and wants to get started on an order or just learn more, what's the best way they could reach out to Green Mountain Merchandise?
You can email us at sales@greenmountainmerchandise.com. And another little note is we used to always be Green Mountain Monogram. We just kind of a couple of years started to feel that sounded a little dated. The word monogram isn't really used that much anymore. So that's why we changed the company to Green Mountain Merchandise.
Yeah.
So in some places you will see monograms still. In some places you'll see merchandise. We just think merchandise just freshen the name up a little bit. But we're still the same company, the same employees, the same owners. Our phone number is 802-757-2553. And my guys, John and TJ, are here 8 to 5 every day. We encourage you to walk in. We have some samples here in the showroom that you could check out. Again, there's some Carhartt here, things like that, for you to be able to kind of get an idea as to, how much you want to spend and what the different quality is, what your color choices are. We'll walk you through all of it, make it as easy as possible for you.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Julian. Looking forward to more conversations.
Thank you so much, Josh, and thank you to all the listeners and current customers out there.
Your country, WYKR, enjoying some sunshine, sitting at 38 degrees, maybe hitting the low and mid-50s today. We'll keep you updated as we do 7 days a week, 24 hours a day with updated weather from the Fairbanks Museum and Planetarium, and compliments of our many sponsors, like Woodsville Power Equipment at 4942 Dartmouth College Highway, with Bobcat of Woodsville, and, of course, all of the other great equipment. Doesn't matter what time of the year it is, they can help you through it. Sales, service, parts, repairs, and, of course, their expert advice and a whole lot more. And all you have to do is give them a call or stop in. They're at 603-747-2322. It's Woodsville Power Equipment. Take your lawn to the next level with the help of Woodsville Power Equipment Tool and Rental and the Husqvarna MZ54 Zero Turn Mower. It delivers commercial-style performance with homeowner-friendly comfort and control, because great lawns deserve great tools. Cut your mowing time in half and do it with precision. Husqvarna zero-turn mowers deliver pro-level performance, whether you're tackling a backyard or a full day of yard work. Check out Husqvarna's full lineup of zero-turn mowers at Woodsville Power Equipment Tool and Rental.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast: clouds giving way to sun this morning, more afternoon clouds, continued cool, highs low to mid-50s, a fresh northwest wind. Tonight, partly cloudy this evening, then more clouds with a few rain or wet snow showers after midnight, lows in the low to mid-30s. Saturday, some early rain or wet snow showers, then breaks of sun, a localized afternoon shower in the 50s. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
And also for Woodsville Power Equipment, with Bobcat of Woodsville on the lot, 4942 Dartmouth College Highway. Be sure to stop in. Doesn't matter what time of the year it is, they can help you through it at Woodsville Power Equipment. Sales, service, parts, repairs, and rental equipment, and, of course, their expert advice and the equipment that you need no matter what the season at Woodsville Power Equipment. 603-747-2322. Glad that you could be with us this morning. In just a few minutes, a conversation I had recently with Dylan Kidder at Riverbank Career and Technical Center in Bradford. And then, let's see, birthdays and anniversaries come your way at 7:30 with Come Out of That, chatting with Mark Breen at the Fairbanks Museum. Wrapping up the hour at about 7:45, chatting with Ted Cooper at Wells River Chevrolet. All right, this is the time of the day where we take just a few minutes to get an update as to what is happening at Riverbank Career and Technical Center in Bradford. Of course, a couple of weeks ago, we listened to everything that Brian Emerson had to offer our listeners. He is, of course, the director. And now it's heavy equipment instructor Dylan Kidder who's going to give us an update. How you doing, Dylan?
I'm doing great, Steve. Happy to be here.
Glad to have you along here with us. All right, Dylan, you've been at the center how many years now?
This is my third year as the heavy equipment instructor and my fourth year at the center.
Okay, good. All right, Riverbend is right there on the beautiful Oxbow campus. So let's find out what heavy equipment actually is. How many students, male-female ratio, and all that stuff, Dylan?
Presently, heavy equipment is about 30 students. I've got 16 level 2 students and 14 level 1 students. Okay. And we've got level 2s are my seniors, level 1s are my juniors. We have about, five women in the program,
Really?
and the rest are young men.
Okay. Yeah. In regards to the women, what kind of is their goal? Or they just look at the program as a whole? What's the deal?
Well, they no different than the male students.
Okay.
They're there to learn as much as they can to enter the workforce. We tend to when we have students like that are not the traditional student for the program, we call them non-traditional students. So that would be a girl in my program, or perhaps a boy in the cosmetology program or the health sciences program, like that.
Okay.
So the industry is hurting for people right now, so we need qualified people wherever we can get them, and that tremendous opportunities for women in this industry right now.
Mm-hmm. We don't need to get into the details, but I know that there's the CDL program again on the campus at Riverbend this summer. So if they, our listeners want to check that out, they can contact Tracy Puffer at Riverbend or go online. There's plenty of information there.
Absolutely, yes. We partner with trucking school out of Barrie, Giroux Transport, and if we have enough people sign up for the course, we're able to host it here on campus. If not, then it's a short drive over the hill to Barrie to take the course there.
Sure. Your students, the ones that are graduating this year, have they landed jobs, or what's the future look like them, Dylan?
The future looks bright for them. A lot of my students are already out on work-based learning, and many of them will just transition right after graduation into the jobs that they already have.
Okay.
A lot of my students that have not gone out on work-based learning all have a really good concrete plan for what they'll be doing in next year. I have a couple students that, at least one student, they'll be going to work for VTrans. I have a student that's going to be going to Wyoming Tech for a diesel program. I have one student that's going into the Marine Corps, and the rest are going to go into jobs related to what we do here.
Good, great. And what's next year look like, 2026, 2027? I know that you just went through heavy recruiting at Riverbend, Dylan.
That's right. And I'm very fortunate in this program. It's a popular program. A lot of students want to be here, so we always get a lot more applications than we have seats for. So unfortunately, we have to make some hard decisions. But next year's looking really great. From what I've seen, what I know about my incoming class, I think it's going to be a really strong class, and I think that it's going to be, as I get better at this job, we're able to do more, and give our students more experiences and more hands-on time and more technical knowledge.
Yeah, certainly. Pretty incredible what Riverbend has to offer right here in our backyard. Dylan Kidder, heavy equipment instructor at Riverbend's, joining us. All right, let's find out what's happening in some of the other classes. I know that culinary did pretty well in one of their trips recently. Give us an update, Dylan.
Correct. Yeah. We're very proud of the culinary program. Chef took a group of students down to Maryland for the Pro Start competition, and that's a national competition for culinary arts students. Although we didn't win, he was very, very happy about how we placed. The students had a really great experience. They had lots of fun, and they were even able to do some other fun things while they were down there. I know they went into the Capitol for a day to see some of the museums and the sites and so forth. So Chef told me if you're curious about any of that, you can go to our Facebook page, and there should be a posting about their trip there.
That's good to hear. And that's, of course, Trace Heidenreich, who's the culinary arts instructor there. All right. Let's find out how students are doing in cosmetology.
So some very exciting news for Eliza Benware. cosmetology student. She placed first in Skills USA for Vermont, which means that she is going to Atlanta, Georgia for the National Skills USA competition. So that's a big deal and very exciting for the cosmetology program and for Eliza. She's worked hard and she's a great student, so everybody here is really excited for her. And then the seniors will be taking their state boards in mid-May, and once they've done that, they've completed the licensing program, and they'll be doing work-based learning shadows for the remainder of the school year.
Good to hear. Good to hear. All right, other students or some of the other classes that might have information for our listeners today, Dylan, might include what?
Oh, I think the the only other thing that comes to mind is the health and EMS class. The two classes combined are going to be going to Dartmouth-Hitchcock they have a career expo on May 14th, so they'll find lots of careers that possibilities for what each of those programs has to offer.
Yeah. It's great. We've got Riverbend Career and Technical Center right here in Bradford on the beautiful Oxbow campus. And for the last few minutes, getting an update from Dylan Kidder, who is the heavy equipment instructor at Riverbend. Maybe some of your final comments as we wrap up our conversation today.
I think it's always a busy time of the year at Riverbend. Maybe now more than other times in particular, but just trying to make it through the last month and a half of school and trying to get everything wrapped up before the end of the school year and get our seniors sent on the way and ready for the next batch of students. So it's always busy around here. There's always great things happening, and it always makes it fun because we've got really great people and really exceptional students. So always a pleasure here.
Yeah, and getting closer to the awards night as these students will be graduating in just a few weeks. So in a couple of weeks, we'll be chatting with Tracy Puffer. She is the assistant director and also in charge of adult ed. And then Brian Emerson, who is the director, will wrap up the school year for us. So it looks like the next time we talk, Dylan, is going to be close to a year. So anything we can do for you in between now and then for the center, be sure and reach out to us, okay?
Absolutely. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks for your time today.
Take care.
We're coming up on 7:30 and the birthdays and anniversaries. But first, let's check out today's menu, the specials at Tuttle's Family Diner here in downtown Wells River. Stop in. You can enjoy the chicken fajita wrap with French fries. How about haddock sandwich with chips and pickle? Haddock dinner with choice potato on a side and seafood salad roll with chips and pickle. Their soup is beef barley. These are the specials. You can also order from the regular menu when you stop by. Tuttle's Family Diner. Order out 757-3333. Tuttle's Family Diner, downtown Wells River. And now, the birthdays and anniversaries on this very first day of May 2026. Good morning. Birthdays and anniversaries brought to you by the Swenson Insurance Agency in Bradford. Celebrating today, Mary Poor, Emily Puffer Broner, Doug Henson, Jeremy Wheeler, Finnegan Wheeler, Donna Gilman, Charlotte Irwin, Ashley Ledoux. Also, happy birthday wishes to Wayne and Kiara Darling. Happy 13th birthday to our favorite twins. Love, Mom and Dad. We have happy anniversary wishes today to Brian and Suzanne Flagg and to Shannon and Brandy Young. And that's it. Those are the birthdays and the anniversaries on this first day of May 2026. Let's take a look at them again. We have quite a few birthdays being celebrated today. Happy birthday to Wayne and Kiara Darling. A very happy 13th birthday to our favorite twins. Love, Mom and Dad. Ashley Ledoux celebrates today. Charlotte Irwin, Donna Gilman, Finnegan Wheeler, Jeremy Wheeler, Doug Henson, Emily Puffer Broner, and Mary Poor all have birthdays today. And let's see, we have happy anniversary wishes today to Shannon and Brandy Young and to Brian and Suzanne Flagg. Be sure to get your wishes into us. It's a regular feature every single day of the year. Birthdays and anniversaries that are always brought to you by the Swenson Insurance Agency in Bradford.
In many areas, wild animals are a serious traffic safety concern. Stay safe with these tips. While driving, scan the road and shoulders of the road ahead. Look for yellow road signs warning of high danger areas. Use extra caution when traveling during dawn and dusk. Animals are most active during these times. At night, use high beams if there's no oncoming traffic. Be on the lookout for reflecting eyes. Remember, deer are herd animals. Where there's one, there's usually more nearby. If a collision is unavoidable, apply the brakes and steer straight. Let up on the brakes just before impact, allowing the front of your vehicle to rise slightly, reducing the risk of the animal striking the windshield. Take it from me and MMG, protecting your piece of the world.
The Swenson Insurance Agency of Bradford is a family-owned business that has been serving Vermont and New Hampshire since 1960. Service is their best policy at the Swenson Insurance Agency, Bradford. All right, let's introduce Mark Breen, head meteorologist for, I almost said a half a century.
It's pretty close.
We're getting there, aren't we, Mark?
Well, it's 5 decades. How's that?
There you go. When did you start at this?
82.
Was it?
1982. Yeah.
Good for you. Wow. So 44 years ago?
Yeah.
All right. Good for you. Doing a great job. You guys have done a lot of forecasts for us over the years and spot on. So let's find out what's going to be happening this weekend. We'll get to that in more detail in just a moment. But first, some notes of interest, I guess, in regards to some of the things that happened in April.
Yeah, well, I really felt it was a pretty chaotic month. Now, I think you can probably say that most every April, but the thing that I noticed about this particular April was it kind of came in pieces, in chunks. So, in other words, we had some cool weather about the first week or so of April. A lot of days were, not overly cold. I mean, it's not like it was shockingly cold. It was in the teens and 20s at night, and it was in the 40s during the day, which isn't that far from normal. But then suddenly, suddenly it jumped up around the 10th and 11th. We had a spell of some warm weather, and boy, it was 60s. It was even reached 70 degrees on the 11th, and I thought, okay. So it jumped up again around the 16th and 17th, and then it flipped completely the other way, and we had that chilly weather up until the last couple of days, and the early part of this week. All of a sudden, we jumped back up again, and so that's what I mean in terms of being chaotic. Is it's not that there was a couple of warm days and a couple of cool days. It really kind of came in these chunks of it was either going to be really warm or it was not, and so that was kind of my assessment. So for all of that. Yeah. It ended up averaging just 2 degrees above normal.
Okay.
So
have you
a lot of chaos.
Yeah, really. Have you been able to get out and enjoy any of it during the month of April?
Well, yeah, and in fact, I got my garden going maybe even a little bit earlier than some years. And so my impression, just if you asked me and I didn't look at anything, I would have said, it was a nice, warm, sunny month. But then I start looking at the numbers, and I think I'm as guilty as anybody. We all have selective memory, I guess is the way to say it. Sure. You forget what you want to forget, and you focus in on the good stuff. Let's say, yeah. And nothing wrong with that. But it is one of the reasons that I write this stuff down. So.
That's good for you. Yeah. You've been doing it a long time, and it's important that we have these weather records because the Fairbanks Museum's been going back, 150 years or so, Mark?
Well, not quite that long. No? So the museum opened in 1891. Okay. So it is definitely going back a spell. And the weather records started shortly after that. Got it. Franklin Fairbanks, our founder, was still keeping his own weather records at that time in 1891. But he realized, the museum kind of got going, and he's like, we really ought to make sure that this keeps going, because he was getting up in age, and he was thinking, maybe somebody else needs to take over, that kind of thing. And so in 1894, the museum started the weather records, and that's the record that actually it is the second longest continuous record that is in the same location, hasn't moved at all. It's always been the backyard of the museum for all of that time. There's only one location in North America that has a longer record that has stayed in the same spot, and that's in the Blue Hill Observatory, which is outside of Boston, down in Milton, Massachusetts.
That's great. Right here in New England, of course.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there a possibility that we could see snow tonight in some places?
Well, that's, here we are. We made it past April, but May is not a stranger to snow, or snow isn't a stranger to May, however you want to think of it. I was looking back at the records, and about once every 5 years, on the average, we see some snow recorded in the month of May at the Fairbanks Museum. Now, it's probably a little bit more often, say, up across some of the Orange Heights. You get up onto the hills, east of Lisbon and so forth. Some of these high spots, you probably see snow almost every May, maybe just snow in the air. But tonight, there's a minor system coming through. It's just one of those things that's happening at night. We rarely get snow during the daytime in May, but at night, temperatures will be cool anyway, and a couple of showers may mix in with some wet snowflakes. So it's not actually, like I said, all that unusual. In fact, one of the things that I was looking at, and so I'm looking for, some various events that have happened in the month of May. And I came across a book that I've had for a little while now. It's a fascinating book. It's called The Minot Diaries. So this is the Minot Farm, which some people will be familiar with. It's over in West Bath.
Right.
And so I was, poking through there. There are all kinds of notes about, snow in May, including, so this is May of 1876. So 150 years ago, there was a widespread frost on May 23rd, and all of the hills were white with snow. So that was May 23rd, 1876. It's a fascinating book because it's the diaries that were kept in the 1800s, and it was put together. Andrea Fitzgerald from the Bath Historical Society put that together, and so it's an interesting read, not just weather stuff. I mean, there's all kinds of things in there about, it's a farm, so all of the different farm activities, but that covers that period of time during the Civil War, so they talk about, various things that were going on at that time locally. So some interesting stuff.
Yep, definitely. Great. Mark Breen's with us, head meteorologist, Fairbanks Museum. All right, we're first day of May. Maybe you can elaborate a little bit more in regards to our weather that might be changing over the next few days.
Yeah, so of course, the first part of this week was nice and it was warm and dry. We really could use some rainfall, so we got a little bit yesterday. But the weather pattern has changed. It's not just that we had some cool, wet weather yesterday. There's a pool of cold air sitting over Quebec right now, and it's going to wobble around, which means it'll kind of, shift back and forth a little bit, but it's basically going to be there for the next couple of weeks. And that means more than not, we'll be running on the cool side of things, and it also favors at least the potential for some periods of rain, and we could use that rainfall. It has been, of course, we had that drought last summer, and so we are still doing some catch-up, so that would be good activity, to see some activity in terms of some periods of rain and snow. Speaking of activity, the same pattern, the weather fronts, much like the front that came through yesterday, it settles down to the Gulf of Mexico, and as you get into May and June, there can be some early tropical activity. So the same kind of weather pattern may actually kick up an early season tropical storm system of some sort down, especially near the Gulf Coast or maybe the coast of Florida. So we'll be watching. It hasn't developed, not something that's happening right now. It's just that this situation favors that possibility, which is also kind of interesting because in general, it looks like the hurricane season may be a quieter one than average. Now, all you have to do is have one come into the coastline and obviously all kinds of havoc. But just in terms of total number of storms and so forth, the same weather pattern, we talked about this for the past few weeks, El Nino out in the Pacific, that tends to suppress the number of hurricanes that will develop. So we'll keep you posted on that.
We look forward to it. All right, great. Yeah. Update right there from Mark Breen. In regards to our full moon that we might experience tonight, you've got some information about that.
Yeah, so hopefully with the partly cloudy skies this evening, you'll see at least the first part of that full moon. It'll be down in the southeast, but it's a full moon. Of course, the moon is full once every 29 and a half days. Well, today is the 1st. Mm-hmm. So that means the 30th into the 31st, we have another full moon, a second full moon this month, which some people know They'll call it a blue moon, and I'll have more about the idea of a blue moon and the second full moon in a month and that sort of thing. We'll talk about that when the second moon comes along later this month.
Isn't that a saying? Some people say once in a blue moon.
Well, it is. That's an old saying.
Yeah.
I think, going back to the 1700s, which, of course, what that means is it's something very rare.
Yeah.
But I can tell you, this idea of a second full moon in a month actually isn't rare.
Isn't. Okay.
It doesn't happen, every month, but
right.
We'll talk about that more later.
There you go. Give you some time to prepare our listeners for that. We'll dangle the carrot just a bit. What do you say?
That's right.
All right, Mark. We're heading into the full moon tonight, into this first full weekend of May. What you got for us?
Yeah, we've got some sunshine that's coming out right now. There'll be some afternoon clouds mixing in, but really a nice but cool start to May. 50s with a fairly fresh northwest wind. But then tonight, as I mentioned, those clouds come in. We could see some rain showers or a few wet snowflakes mixed in. It'll drop down to near 32 on the hilltops, in the 30s in the valleys. And then tomorrow, you may wake up to a rain or a wet snow shower, but I think the sun's going to come out. There could be a stray afternoon shower. Again, it's going to stay on the cool side, 50 to 55. And Sunday kind of looks more like more of the same. It's going to be some sun, some clouds, a passing afternoon shower, but most locations, most of the time, will be dry on Sunday, and temperatures still not warming up much, 50 to 55.
It is still spring, right?
It is. No question about that.
All right, Mark, some great information. You enjoy the weekend, and we look forward to our conversation next Friday.
Yes, indeed. Have a great weekend, Stephen.
Thanks, Art. And there you have it. It's brought to you by Hatch Lane Farm, Wicked Good Dairy Delights, and Profile Meats, Route 10 North Haverhill. And, of course, coming up Mother's Day weekend, not this weekend, but next weekend, ice cream season begins at Wicked Good Dairy Delights. Ice cream season is just around the corner in North Haverhill at Wicked Good Dairy Delights. Opening day is all set for Friday morning, May 8th at 11. Their ice cream window will have a full menu. Don't forget to step inside the store at Wicked Good Dairy Delights and check out the new inventory. The lunch counter serves breakfast and lunch Sunday through Friday, breakfast only on Saturday. The grab-and-go cooler is always fully stocked. Wicked Good Dairy Delights is located on Route 10 in North Haverhill. For daily specials and announcements, visit the Hatch Lane Farm Facebook page.
Bar Harbor Bank and Trust helps businesses succeed. We're proud to be recognized by Forbes and Newsweek as one of America's best banks multiple years running. We can help you get the financing you need quickly and improve your cash flow. With over 50 branches and 90 ATMs across northern New England, we make managing your business easier. Whether your business is growing, expanding, or evolving, we can make it happen together. Bar Harbor Bank and Trust. Good things happen when we work together. Member FDIC.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast: clouds giving way to sun this morning, more afternoon clouds, continued cool, highs low to mid-50s, a fresh northwest wind. Tonight, partly cloudy this evening, then more clouds with a few rain or wet snow showers after midnight, lows in the low to mid-30s. Saturday, some early rain or wet snow showers, then breaks of sun, a localized afternoon shower in the 50s. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
There you have it. Updated look at the weather forecast. We're hanging around 40 degrees, breaking into the mid-50s today. Compliments of your friends at Bar Harbor Bank and Trust. You're now up to date on the weather. You can visit them online at barharbor.bank. It's award-winning banking every day across northern New England. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. At 7:47, Ted Cooper's with us at Wells River Chevrolet. How you doing?
Well, good morning. Welcome to May.
Yes, indeed.
And I think, Mark, did I hear the S word in there?
You did.
May I underline the word may? Come on.
I hear you. Well, we're not out of the woods yet. We've still got
we're not.
Spring hanging
it's
around.
Like every year.
All
and,
right.
Well, we wanted to thank everybody for a great month of April. We really did have a good month, and you'll see that the new truck line across the street is pretty deleted. But, not to worry. We've got dozens of new half-ton and HDs on order and a bunch of SUVs and so forth. They're coming. They're on the way. In the meantime, let us know what you want specifically, and we can reserve one for you. We can reach out to some of our friendly competitor dealers around the region, and oftentimes we can come up come up with something. But, we also do have still a pretty darn good selection of pre-owned rigs out there, trucks in particular. They've been flying out of here, but fortunately we've taken several really good ones in trade. We even got a couple of gorgeous Tahoes out there. And, I know a lot of people are somewhat worried about purchasing somebody else's problems with a, pre-owned vehicle, but don't. Every used vehicle we have goes through an extensive series of inspections and repairs as necessary, to make sure that you drive off the lot, your vehicle will be right. And, Grace can ease your concerns also with affordable extended service contracts. A lot of people like those, and that can be included in your payment. Plus, of course, every vehicle that we sell here at retail comes with the Autosaver Group's exclusive Big Deal Plus 2-year free maintenance program, which also includes lifetime state inspections for as long as you own it. Pretty darn good deal.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to also point out that May is Military Appreciation Month. There are always nice perks for those who have served, but this month, the bonus for veterans is $1,000. That's veterans and active military, I should add. It's $1,000 off MSRP on most vehicles, so that's real. But one thing else I want to mention is that we're a team here. We want nothing more than to have happy customers. I think we try and prove that every day, and we see you come back to us time after time. So I wanted to reflect briefly on a conversation I had recently with a salesman from another dealership. I found it a little disturbing. He sort of proudly bragged to me that he's not in the business to make friends. For him, he's in the business to make money. Okay. Well, we're here to make an honest living. I think that's fair and reasonable. But most of all, we wanted, to earn your loyalty and your friendship, which is what keeps you coming back time after time. And I can point to this month having had 5 people myself who have come back, who have bought or leased multiple vehicles from me, and I am extremely proud of that. Anyway, that's the Wells River Chevy difference. So if I can brag a little bit, I think the proof is in the pudding there. We have a lot of happy customers. We're not perfect. We try every day. We got a really good, strong group out back with our service department and parts department and our recon crew who, they're the last ones to put their hands on your vehicle before it goes out here to make sure that it's right and clean and all the fluids and so forth are correct. So, we try to go the extra mile, and I think that our customers appreciate that. So that's my sermon.
Well, obviously doing a great job. Wells River Chevrolet is now, of course, part of the Autosaver Group. But, going back to Wells River Chevrolet, been there a long, long time here in downtown Wells River.
Yeah, I mean, back when it was H.O. Taylor's originally, of course. And, we're talking like the better part of 90 years.
Yeah.
Same location. And, not the same people. Not all of us have been here quite that long, so sometimes it feels like it.
So true.
But, yeah, come on down. Stop in, have a cup of coffee. Shoot the guff, and let's see if we can help you get into something that will solve your automotive problem.
Yeah, and as we said right there in the conversation, being part of the Autosaver Group, if you don't have it on the lot here, you could pull it probably from one of the other family dealerships.
Yeah, we can try, especially with pre-owned stuff.
Yeah.
And, it's there are no 2 used cars or trucks that are exactly the same. We can't go to the used car factory and order things up. So what we like to do is offer some options.
Yeah.
And, it's sometimes people come in with a very, very strong idea of exactly what they want, and they end up leaving with something different because maybe they found a feature or something that they liked better that fit their changing needs. Because people's needs do change as we get older and our families grow and so forth.
Yeah.
So, flexibility.
Definitely. Hours that people can stop in and kick some tires or what?
Well, we are open out front here, we're open 8 to 6 Monday to Friday and 9 to 3 on Saturdays. Service opens generally a little bit before 8 and closes a little after 5 Monday through Friday. And call us anytime, for an appointment.
Mm-hmm. All right, so things are pretty good here in downtown Wells River then.
They are. If we can get the snow out of the forecast, please, let's move on. I just put out my hummingbird feeders yesterday. I haven't seen anybody yet, but apparently they're around.
Yeah, so I hear.
So,
yeah, good. Well,
yep.
Ted, we look forward to our next conversation. Of course, today being the 1st, we'll be chatting on the 15th and possibly on the 29th.
There you go.
All right, Ted.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Enjoy the weekend.
You too.
Thank you. Ted Cooper is the Senior Sales and Leasing Professional, also GM Mark of Excellence Award winner at Wells River Chevrolet. The updated weather forecast we'll be taking a look at in just a moment. When you plan ahead, you know that your wishes will be fulfilled, as well as easing that burden for your loved ones. Ricker Funeral Home and Cremation Care of Woodsville has information on their website at rickerfh.com to help you create a unique memorial service that fits your budget, your needs, and your values. Ricker Funeral Home understands the importance of personal requests and family traditions. Their professional staff will assist you with all of the details to create a meaningful funeral or memorial service for your loved one. For additional information, call 603-747-2717.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast: clouds giving way to sun this morning, more afternoon clouds, continued cool, highs low to mid-50s, a fresh northwest wind. Tonight, partly cloudy this evening, then more clouds with a few rain or wet snow showers after midnight, lows in the low to mid-30s. Saturday, some early rain or wet snow showers, then breaks of sun, a localized afternoon shower in the 50s. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
And for Ricker Funeral Home in Woodsville, locally owned, family operated, online at rickerfh.com and available at 603-747-2717. We're on our way to checking out the latest news and information at 8 o'clock right here at your country, WYKR Haverhill, WTWN Wells River, W28060E Wells River at 105.1 FM. Some of the current news that you can update yourself on, you can read all about it in the current edition of the Journal Opinion. There are, board imposes the health order on the blighted parcel. Let's see, man charged with burglary and fatal shooting incident. Haverhill Select Board Chair resigns. Oxbow winning streak is now nation's longest. Waits River Valley School set for annual meeting. In Vermont, health officer role varies. And, of course, the pet parade is going to be happening in the Journal Opinion. We also want to remind you of the Agency of Transportation Road Construction Report. They provide this to us, and the milling operations continue on Interstate 91 North, exit 17, right here in the listening area. As temporary single-lane closures were going to be in place, shifting between the high and low speed lanes as work progresses north. A speed limit reduction to 55 miles per hour is in place. Motorcyclists should watch for grooved and uneven surfaces. The Agency of Transportation providing that information to us as we're now heading into the construction season. Be sure to be driving safe and slow down in those construction zones to keep yourself safe and also the workers safe as well. Some of the other things happening in the listening area, I want to remind you the Squam Lakes Natural Science Center will be kicking off its 60th anniversary season today, Friday, May 1st, marking 6 decades of connecting people with the natural world. And for additional information, you can log on to nhnature.org. Also want to remind you locally, right here in downtown Woodsville, it's the Jazzy's Children Indoor Pop-Up Yard Sale, benefit Jazzy's Children Fund. And that's going on for the month of May. Look for the open sign right there in downtown Woodsville. And a spaghetti dinner fundraiser coming up. Join Wells River Savings Bank for an evening of delicious food, fun, and community spirit, Saturday, May 16th. Orangey Senior Center in Bradford. All proceeds will go to help Dom maintain his independence and also meet his current medical and mobility needs. Right now, it's 8 o'clock. We're taking a break and checking out the latest world and national news. All right, we're getting set to check out the weather forecast for all of Northeast Vermont, Northwest New Hampshire, and then we'll be chatting with Jamie Rogers, part of Margaret Pratt community right there in Bradford, as she stops by every month to give us an update as to what's happening right there. Alarmco in Bradford is bringing you the weather forecast. Of course, they specialize in home and business security, fire systems, video surveillance, safes, audio-visual equipment, networking, and also phone systems. And in addition to installation services, Alarmco also provides monitoring and repair services for a wide variety of systems. You can go online and get additional information at alarmcovt.com. Alarmco can help you stay notified of what's going on in your home, even when you're away. With the help of Alarmco, a local business in Bradford, you will be able to view your property from the palm of your hand. Arm and disarm your system from anywhere. Check your system status and view recent activity at home using Alarm.com's powerful smart home security app. Never leave your pets home alone again. Pet cameras allow you to watch, talk, and play with your pets from anywhere, day or night. For a free, no-obligation quote and see what Alarmco can do for you, visit their website at alarmcovt.com.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast: clouds giving way to sun this morning, more afternoon clouds, continued cool, highs low to mid-50s, a fresh northwest wind. Tonight, partly cloudy this evening, then more clouds with a few rain or wet snow showers after midnight, lows in the low to mid-30s. Saturday, some early rain or wet snow showers, then breaks of sun, a localized afternoon shower in the 50s. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
All right, there you have it. Update a look at the forecast at 6 minutes after 8. We're currently around 40 degrees, hoping to be in the mid-50s today. And I believe, from what the forecasters are telling us, of course we believe, temperatures are supposed to be in the mid-50s, and we're supposed to see more sunshine today. And there you have it, an update, a look at the weather, brought to you by Alarmco. You can stay notified on what's going on in your home or your business, even when you're away. Connect your security, your lights, locks, thermostats, video, and more for seamless automation and control. You can contact them today for a free, no-obligation quote and see what they can do for you. Alarmco is locally owned and operated right there in Bradford. All right, it's about 7 minutes after 8. Jamie is with us, Jamie Rogers, Margaret Pratt community in Bradford. A new position in the last few months.
Yes, indeed.
Which is?
I'm now the executive director.
Awesome.
At the building.
Changed much for you in that regard?
Definitely. Learned a lot more about the business side of things. Really? I've kind of done this position in the interim before, but definitely, doing it day in, day out, you get to see another side of the business aspect.
Yeah, and of course, you helped right from the beginning.
Indeed. I was in that job trailer watching the building coming together.
Groundbreaking, cement drying, building going up.
All of it, just stacking it together like Legos.
Open houses and everything. Do you have open houses periodically? How's that work?
So we do, actually. Holly Fifield is the new sales and marketing director.
Okay.
She is working on a couple of different activities to get everybody in.
Okay.
So we'll have a couple of open houses, maybe some weekends, so it's more convenient for folks. But she can always do a quick evening tour if that's what somebody needs to.
And from our past conversations, you have like a real open concept there, but you do have to keep your residents safe.
We do. We have to keep our residents safe. So we like to have people schedule the tours so we would know who are coming. Plus, that way we're available, you know, to give you the tour and really show you what we can do, because the building is pretty amazing itself, but knowing what the program is like is even better.
You can't miss it. If you're driving north on the interstate and you look up there, or if you're right there, was it Route 25?
Yep.
Yeah, you can look up there and see it. And I believe it's still the only traffic light in Orange County. Orange County, they say.
I've heard that, actually. A few times people have asked me about that for Bradford.
I know forever they've been saying that. I don't know if it still is, but that's pretty incredible because Orange County is pretty big.
It is.
Yeah. All right, so let's find out some of the things that are happening at Margaret Pratt Community.
Yeah, so we got a couple of things on the calendar that we're excited about, and everybody is welcome to join us on the 27th of May. It's National Senior Health and Fitness Day.
Excellent.
So it's a nationwide concept. Everybody's welcome to join us. Holly's got some great activities, specialty people coming in, jam-packed day.
Good.
May 30th, Family Barbecue and Green Up Day. Everybody's welcome to come. Grab your rake and come on up if you want.
Yeah.
And a big one I want to get on people's calendars for September is the second annual James Barton Golf Scramble.
Okay.
So last year we had to limit it to one session. This year we have enough demand. We're going to have 2 sessions. So definitely hop on the website and find out some more information if you want to be a part of that.
Okay, good. Now, Does Margaret Pratt take donations or get donations from different individuals or groups in the area?
We do, and actually we just received an amazing one from the American Legion.
Okay.
A couple of their groups gave us some money, and one of the fun things I was able to do with that money was reinvest it locally. So we've got a raised garden bed that the Riverbend Tech kids built for us.
Excellent.
So we buy the lumber, they do the labor. They built us some cornhole boards too, so we've been able to play that once or twice. Weather hasn't permitted too much yet, and we got some small indoor ones also for tabletop size that we've been practicing with.
That's kind of fun. Hey,
so there's a big assisted living community in Newport that at the end of the season has a cornhole tournament. So these cornhole boards are going to get us practice up so we can go down and make a good showing.
All right, you're going to give us an update as to how that happens and
Absolutely.
how they did. Absolutely. Whether, good or bad, indifferent, who cares? Just to have fun. Isn't that the truth?
Exactly.
So compliments to the American Legion in Woodsville, Post 20.
Correct.
Okay.
Thank you.
So our listeners can be aware that you do take donations and it's put to good use for the residents.
100%.
Cool.
We just had some people donate some raised garden beds to us that they had built, a local contractor out of Thetford. So,
That's great.
Yeah, we really appreciate that too.
That's great. And Margaret Pratt community's been there
7.5 years. We're somewhere in that ballpark right now. We opened up in 2018.
All right. So what's the availability right now as we move forward?
We actually have a little bit of room in our private pay apartments. It's a very short wait list right now. So if you're thinking, even if you're thinking down the road, now's the time to get on the list.
Okay. So, get on the list.
Yeah.
As you said, even if you don't need it now, you're thinking maybe 5 or 6 years down the road, at least you're on the list.
Indeed. If you want to stay locally, there's not a ton of options. So this can help secure your placement.
Okay. And how is the structure in regards to paying for this done? Is there some help?
One of the most wonderful things Dr. Barton did was make sure we are a Medicaid eligible building.
Okay.
So you can move in as a private pay, or you can move in if you already have the long-term Medicaid. If you spend down, you can go on Medicaid.
Okay.
And we all still get to see you every day and love you, and there's no forced move-outs or anything like that.
And like you said, in advance, all the details can be taken care of if you contact Margaret Pratt in advance. If you're still thinking 5 or 6 years down the road, you can take care of all that in advance.
Absolutely.
So everybody knows. We're all on the same page.
That's right.
All right. We don't want to miss anything. Do you have some other stuff for Jamie?
Just you'll see the bus riding around. We're doing our ice cream trips already. So we've been to Big Cones. We're getting ready to go to Hatchlands. We are ready to go for ice cream anytime.
Excellent. Because Hatchland opens Mother's Day weekend.
Yes. So
not this weekend, next weekend.
They're on the calendar for the end of the month.
That is so great.
Yeah.
Final comments?
Hey, we're looking for summer. Come up, hang out on the patio. It's beautiful. Some of these early sunny days, it's just beautiful. That southeast facing sun.
Oh, yeah. All right, Jamie, thanks.
Thank you.
All right, Jamie Rogers from Margaret Pratt Community with her monthly update. Have a great weekend.
You too.
Patriots making news. Actually, Rob Gronkowski making news. The Patriots' super tight end is a Patriots Hall of Famer.
Started tearing up a little bit. I mean, it's just such a prestigious honor to be inducted into the Patriots Hall of Fame, especially as a first ballot, and to do it, after so many others have led the way. Tom 2 years ago, Julian last year, you got the Teddy Bruschi's, the Willie McGinnis, same category as them. It is just an absolute honor.
Gronkowski rarely, if ever, missed a game. All Gronk wanted was to be a champion, and he is.
There's no doubt about it that I want to be viewed as a football player. Definition of a football player. Someone that goes out and puts their body on the line at any given time, plays the game at full speed on any given play, and makes the big plays and when your number is called. That's the type of guy I want to be remembered out.
Patriots Hall of Fame tight end, Rob Gronkowski. Follow me, Tom Cuddy Sports.
It's 13 minutes after 8. We're so fortunate to take a few minutes and chat with Todd Holt, who is the local physical therapist and has a nice office right here on Maple Street in downtown Wells River. Todd, how you doing?
Hey, good morning, Steve. Doing good. We've had some really nice weather.
Oh, boy, we're taking it. Yeah, nice green fields, and, of course, the farmers are doing a great job of getting their fields all tilled and spreading the sweet stuff that we always look forward to having in the springtime, right?
Fiddleheads.
Yeah.
I noticed they go by so fast.
They
Boom,
do.
Gone.
They do. All right, Todd, how have things been at your office? Busy this spring so far?
Yeah, we've been real busy. We've been super steady. We are down a PT right now, but hey, that's the way it works. You're up one, down one.
Yeah.
one of the great guys that worked here, Mike Ritter, he retired. But happy for him.
Excellent. Definitely. All right, so topic of discussion today is what, Todd?
Well, I was going to talk about rotator cuff tendonitis, and I have a shoulder right now that's giving me minor issues, but it's enough that it's annoying. And we've all heard, would you rather break your ankle or sprain your ankle? And the answer is you'd probably rather break it than sprain it because sprains take forever to get better. Well, rotator cuff tendonitis tends to take a long time to get better, unfortunately.
Okay.
Poor blood supply.
Yeah, so what do you do? What's the deal? How do you know you have rotator cuff tendonitis anyway, Todd?
Well, for me, it hurts to push my arm out to the side, so doing resistance to it. I get a little catch when I raise and lower it mid-range, so I have a little bit of a painful arc, which could also mean I have a condition called subacromial impingement syndrome, big fancy term for some pinching. But the tendon's sore, and so probably from overdoing it with certain things, and slowly getting better, but I want it to get better tomorrow, and I know it's not get better until a while from now.
Hey, does it affect people more so if they're either right-handed or left-handed?
So actually, no, that's an interesting topic. Do you know sometimes your left side might be physically stronger because you carry things with your left arm, but you do fine motor stuff with your right? So if you wait on tables, you might pick the tray up with your left, and you might hand out the individual things with your right. Okay. So to answer your question, if you do more exertion and heavy stuff with your left because you're doing fine motor stuff with your right, then you're more likely to. Okay, so like a mechanic might hold the starter into the car engine as he's tightening the little bolts with minute finesse with his fingers on his right. Okay. You know, so in that case, the left side might get more physical demand. So that can be the case. In my case, it's my right because I was doing things more with my right because I tend to not do things with my left like I should.
Okay. So good question.
But that's a super interesting question.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so let's talk a little bit more about rotator cuff tendonitis because our listeners are going to want to know a little bit more detail as to actually what it is and what you guys do to help out.
Yes, I mean, everybody knows you can have surgery on it. That's obviously the end-all when things aren't getting better, especially with tears. From a non-surgical standpoint, we tend to try to do things to get it better without surgery. So for myself, I'm going to be doing some friction massage on the tendon to promote blood flow. The problem with that infamous tendon is that it has poor blood supply, so it's a poor healer. So I'll do friction massage on it to make it heal. I'll put my arm behind my back and find a little tender spot in the front, and I'll rub it left and right to try to get some blood flow there. I'll also do some rubber band exercises, again, to get a little blood pumping into the tendon. It's not going to get better quickly, but it'll help. It'd be a lot better than just laying in bed and hoping it'll heal, because that won't happen. Doing some light resistance exercises, some gentle range of motion and gentle stretching also promotes blood flow, but also promotes flexibility to help prevent further microtrauma to the tendon. By the way, the tendons usually, oftentimes the tendonitis is caused by microtrauma, not from a slip and fall on the ice like we all expect. That would be more like a tear, but a tendonitis can be minute microtrauma tears, micro tears causing chronic inflammation, and then the tissue starts to become weak and fragile.
Interesting. All right. So go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was just going to say it can be from a fallen injury, which is tearing. We've talked about muscle tears before on the radio, but typically a tendonitis is oftentimes chronic overuse, repetitive actions. I think I injured mine kind of at the gym, overdoing a certain exercise, but yeah, we can be victims of our own I don't want to say stupidity on the radio, but
self-inflicted injury.
Yeah, that sounds better.
So to speak, kind of, I guess, But you guys are doing a great job from what we're hearing down there at Todd Holt Physical Therapy right here on Maple Street in downtown Wells River. How about hours and how we contact you anyway?
Yeah, so I'm here 8 till 5. I do work extended hours sometimes in certain pinches. Once in a while I'll come in at 7. But 8 till 5, and best way to contact me is usually by phone, 802-757-8000. Okay. You can also come in, and someone through the door will help you. Okay. We'll at least talk to you and try to steer you in the right direction.
Right. And now we're, here we are heading into spring and summer. Other injuries that maybe our listeners should be aware of that they could raking too much or playing
Yeah,
ball.
you mentioned those farmers.
Yeah.
We've all heard of farmers back.
Mm-hmm. Right, that's true.
And
yeah.
if you're not a farmer, well, we have a little greenhouse, and I've been bending over plants and flowers for my wife, and oh man, my back felt a little achy.
Yeah, isn't that the
maybe
truth?
I should stretch that more. Maybe I should do better body mechanics.
All right,
Things
when do we
I preach?
So, Todd, when do we know when to ice it and when to put heat to it?
So, yeah, that's an awesome question. If you're not sure, go with ice.
All
That's a good answer.
All right.
But in the beginning, obviously, ice. When you're out of the acute stage, 24 to 48 hours, when you think it's not continually inflaming more, then it's a great time to usually add heat.
All right, good advice from Todd Holt, physical therapist here in downtown Wells River. Hey, Todd, we look forward to our next conversation next month.
Awesome, Steve. Likewise. And we get really nice weather by then, hopefully.
Oh yeah, we're heading into the end of June into July and all the fun picnics out there.
Yeah, no floods.
All right, thanks a lot, Todd.
See you, Steve. Thanks.
PTOs want you to know we are your local factory authorized Fisher Plow dealer. We sell, install, and service all Fisher plows and sanders. We have over 20 years of experience in factory training. Make PTOs Repair your first stop for all your Fisher Plow needs. PTOs Repair, 2320 Route 5 Fairleigh, or at ptosrepair.com. I'm PTO, and I wanted you to know.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast: clouds giving way to sun this morning, more afternoon clouds, continued cool, highs low to mid-50s, a fresh northwest wind. Tonight, partly cloudy this evening, then more clouds with a few rain or wet snow showers after midnight, lows in the low to mid-30s. Saturday, some early rain or wet snow showers, then breaks of sun, a localized afternoon shower in the 50s. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
And for PTO's Repair, your local Fisher authorized dealer, now located at 2320 Route 5 in Fairleigh, just about 3.5 miles south of the traffic light in Bradford, at 802-222-6152. Be sure to stop by and say hey to Paul. And right there next to the traffic light is Valley Floors, right?
That's right. Stephen's still the only one in the county, right? That's what our fathers used to say.
Yeah, I was talking with Jamie Rogers from Margaret Pratt Community a few minutes ago, and we were saying that. So hopefully it's still true. If it's not, we don't have any problem having our listeners, correct us.
That's right. That's right. We all make mistakes, but yes, still the only traffic light in town.
And you figure, that's kind of a big deal. Orange County's big.
So. Yeah, it is. It is.
All right.
Going on 45 years here, Stephen. I saw that. I was doing some math the other day. I saw something and doing some quick math, and it feels like it feels like 2 years ago we were celebrating our 40th, and now we're approaching 45. So
congratulations, because a lot of businesses make a run for it, but they don't even make it 5 years, and here you're talking 45 years. So good for you guys right there at Valley Floors.
Well, it's just to our clientele and our patronage and our wonderful employees over the years. And that's a topic for another day, but I do want to, one of these fun Fridays when I have some time beforehand, I want to talk about previous employees, because as you can imagine, after 45 years, we've got a slew of them, and many of them were here for a very long time, and I want to talk about that someday, but I'm not prepared today.
Okay, no problem. Last week, of course, talking with Greg Hodge, who's taking care of all your window stuff there. He does a great job for you now, Ryan.
He does. He does. Thank you. Both on the radio and out taking care of clients. He does a great job.
Good to hear. So what's on your mind today?
Well, I've been debating. I don't know if we do the Fun Fact Friday or we talk about flooring first, or we talk about, all that's going on. There's a lot to talk about. How much time do we have?
It's your deal. Whatever. Whatever works for you, Ryan. I got time.
So I'm going to ramble that.
Okay.
It's May Day. It's May 1st.
It is.
Which means Green Up Day in Vermont is tomorrow. So I encourage folks. I'll be out participating. I encourage folks to get to their town hall and get a green bag if they need one, or otherwise just make do. But it's a great time, and the weather should be okay. I know that what it looks like, but I bet you can get out for an hour and pick up some roadside trash and help keep Vermont green.
Yeah, it pretty is amazing. I do a lot of biking out there, pedal biking, and it's just amazing.
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe the stuff I have found and I've taken home. It's crazy.
I believe it. And my partner and Abby and I joke, if you pay attention, there's a lot of the same debris out there with the beverage cans.
Yeah.
The alcoholic beverage cans, it's either Bud Light or Twisted Teas or Sun Cruisers. But anyway, we won't get into that.
Yeah, I guess you.
it is spring, which means baseball season. I was able to take in opening day of Little League last Saturday that Bradford hosted, which was wonderful. It was a beautiful day for it, and it seemed to be quite successful. So that's happening out there. Encourage folks to get out and support the youth teams as well as the varsity and middle schoolers. Actually, Oxbow Middle School girls have a game today as well. I think my daughter's headed to. So lots going on. In the world of flooring, though, I should digress and say that our warehouse cleanout is going pretty well. We got rid of that beautiful ash order that I talked about a few times. That is gone. So that left this morning, and there's a lot of miscellaneous tile lots that have disappeared, but there are still some wonderful grabs if folks are looking for a small project, an entryway or a bathroom, if they need 100 feet or less. There's some great material out here that we will let go for very silly prices. We're not installing it, but we will gladly load it up and take a silly price for it, and again, help you load it up and get it out of here and put it to good use, because we need to make room for some new inventory. I did buy some vinyl plank, some glue-down vinyl plank that is coming Monday that we need room for, and it's coming regardless, but we can talk about that next week. But there'll be some nice, we're going to beef up our warehouse inventory a little bit so that we've got good quantities of materials for do-it-yourself projects or folks that want to tackle something themselves, or we can install it as well, but products that we can buy right and take advantage of it when we can and have them here at the ready. So that's coming in the near future.
So, yeah, it's a constant set of adjustments. Of course, when you get inventory coming and going, and like you said, when you need to clear stuff out, good for you guys. You really make it affordable for the listeners and the customers. Good for you.
We do. You know, we ended up with them. Again, we talk about mistakes. They're often ours, but we got to just move on and have it sit here and help somebody out and put it to good use again. And it's beautiful flooring. There's different arrays of ceramic tiles, whether they be small pieces for backsplashes or countertops or craft projects. There's even some large format tiles out there, and even some wood look plank tiles. Again, in quantities from 50 to 100 square feet. If you're doing a small project, that is a great way to take advantage of it and save some money.
Yeah. Yeah, looking ahead at the schedule, Bear Ridge, it looks like you guys are sponsoring the race on Saturday, June 6th.
It is coming right up, isn't it?
Yeah, it'll be here before you know it, because they begin their season tomorrow at Bear Ridge Speedway, yeah.
That's right. And car show tomorrow,
right.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, right there in the lower plain, right there, yeah. So
good. And then lastly, I did want to dive back into Fun Fact Fridays a little bit. I've taken a break, but I was reading some trade manuals the other day and came across an interesting article about flooring made in America. And I've talked about that a few times. It's a pretty unique industry in that there is a lot of flooring that is made in America. Generally always has been, but prior to COVID, there was some shifts, of course, to outsourcing overseas, and a lot of materials started to come from overseas. But when COVID hit, we realized that we were really in a pickle and at the mercy of the world, and so they reorganized a little bit, and there's now a lot of flooring that is made in America for different reasons, but shipping being one of them, or the biggest rather. You can imagine that it's not really efficient to ship rolls of carpet in the quantities that we use on a container. So there is a lot of flooring that is made in America, and which is great. But in doing that reading, I found an interesting article about some notable products that are still made in the USA, which I thought would be a great radio topic because it's pretty fun. So I'll go down through this as a quick baker's dozen of interesting products that originated in and still are made in the USA. The first of which being Crayola crayons. 1903 they created the crayon, and I mean I find that interesting. One, that they are still in existence, but two, that they are still made here. Something that is such a commodity and such a small monetary amount, that's typically something that is outsourced. But Crayola crayons are still made here. Gibson guitars are still made here. Girl Scout cookies have only and still are made here. Harley Davidson motorcycles, of course, which a lot of people know about. Igloo coolers, Jeep Wranglers, which I found interesting, was still made in America. And then some American sport things, which I think is pretty cool. The Louisville Slugger baseball bat is still made in America, as are the Wilson footballs. Post-it notes. Do you know when the Post-it note was invented, Stephen?
I don't. When?
I wouldn't expect you to, but 1977, and they held their patent until 1990. Right. Now, of course, there's a lot of different variations of them, but their patent ran out in 90. Red Wing work boots. Tom's of Maine toothpaste, Viking ranges, which I thought was interesting because that's a pretty high-end item, but that's great to hear that is made in America. And the last and kind of most interesting one to me is the Slinky. And that is I'll read a little tidbit of it. One of the most successful toys in history, the Slinky, a member of the National Toy Hall of Fame, was coined by a naval engineer in 1945. I should read his name. I skipped over that. I'm sorry. A naval engineer, Richard James, in 1945, and it came out by accident. James was originally working to invent a spring that could keep ship equipment steady at sea. The Slinky is manufactured in the same facility in Hollidaysburg, Pennsylvania.
That's pretty interesting stuff, isn't it? When you think, Post-it note, 1977, we pretty much take those for granted now, as well as some of the other fun things that you just talked about. That's pretty cool. Thanks for bringing it to our listeners.
You're welcome. And the Slinky, I don't know. I've never had great experience with the Slinky. They seem to work great for a couple of times, and then they seem to get coiled up, and then you can never undo them. But they're still around. So who am I to say? Maybe it was just me that messed them up.
I did the same thing when I was little. It always ended up in a bound-up mess, and I'm done with that.
Right. What do you do with it then?
Right. True. Wow.
That's it. It's a beautiful day out there. I hope everybody gets out there and enjoys spring. I think is finally here. We made it to May, so we got a good couple of months ahead of us.
We certainly do. All right. Thanks for the update and all that great information this morning, Ryan.
Hope everyone has a great day.
Thank you much. There you go. Ryan Chase, the owner of Valley Floors, Bradford. Of course, been doing this a long, long time. He said that they've been in business 45 years, and we've been part of the Friday morning conversation with them pretty much from the beginning. Of course, it was Gene and Dean back in the day chatting, and now it's, of course, Ryan and myself, Steve and John. In just a moment, we'll be chatting with Mike Thomas, who has been part of the airwaves for many, many years as well. He'll give us an update in regards to some of the things happening in Newbury, celebrating the 250th, and also Paddle the Border, which is just around the corner. And we'll also be talking with Peggy Hughes. Okay, in just a few minutes. All right. First, though, we're going to take a break, look at the weekend weather forecast, which is being brought to you by House Right Construction, which is located on Route 5 in Newbury. How do you define home? Is it your sanctuary? A reflection of your style and values? A playground for your children and grandchildren? However you define it, House Right Construction can help you create the house that says, welcome home to you. House Right is your expert Vermont and New Hampshire home builder. They have been partnering with clients since 1985. They build and renovate homes that fulfill their clients' exact visions. House Right Construction is proud to be able to say that the foundation of their business continues to be their enduring relationships with clients, who return to them as their home visions grow and who refer them to their friends. Try letting House Right be the builder of the home of your dreams. Welcome home with House Right. House Right Construction, Main Street South, Newbury, Vermont. Online at houseright.net.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast: clouds giving way to sun this morning, more afternoon clouds, continued cool, highs low to mid-50s, a fresh northwest wind. Tonight, partly cloudy this evening, then more clouds with a few rain or wet snow showers after midnight, lows in the low to mid-30s. Saturday, some early rain or wet snow showers, then breaks of sun, a localized afternoon shower in the 50s. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
All right, there you have it. Updated look at the weather forecast. We're hanging around 40 degrees, should see the mid-50s, and as the day progresses, we're probably going to see more sunshine, according to our meteorologists. The updated weather as we head into the weekend, this first day of May 2026, brought to you by House Right Construction, which is located on Route 5 near the historic Newbury Common. Mike Thomas, glad that you could be with us.
Good morning, WYKR land. It's good to be back here and sending out news and information about Paddle the Border Spring coming up Sunday, May 17th. Believe it or not, this is our 23rd year of running the paddle event, spring and fall. It's a canoe-kayak paddle on the Connecticut River, held May and October. Paddleboard was started as a way for community organizations from Vermont and New Hampshire to work together to showcase our shared asset, the Connecticut River. Paddleboarder promotes the natural, cultural, scenic, and recreational resource, the Connecticut River, in a way that also provides an economic boom to the area. you get 80 to 100 people moving around the valley, they're going to spend money somewhere. So we look forward to that, and we thank all the businesses that support us. So the Paddleboarders Spring is May 17th, as I said, that's a Sunday. We'll begin around 9 o'clock at the community field in Woodsville, New Hampshire, off of 135, and then the float will go down to the Bedell Bridge State Park in Haverhill Corner, I guess that technically is. What folks want to do is come to the community field. Around 9, we'll have folks here to help you unload your boats and organize things, watch your gear. While you drive down to Bedell Bridge off of Route 10, just past Lavoie Service Station, and turn down onto the Bedell Bridge Road there. Park your cars down there, and the Butler Bus Service again this year is supporting us. We thank them so much. It makes a big difference when you have a bus to shuttle everybody. They'll be down there, and that bus will leave Bedell full of happy people at 10 o'clock. Come up, drop them off to start paddling, go back down, and take another run at 11 o'clock and bring them back up. So you have 2 chances to make the bus, save yourself some shuttle time.
And that's 2 weeks from the Sunday.
That's 2 weeks, yes,
Man.
May 17th, yeah.
Awesome.
I'm on early so people can get their kayaks and canoes dusted off, get your gear, find your life preservers. Make sure your gear's in good shape. If you need new paddle is cracked, or if you need new life preserver, you got time to get them. Stuff and get ready, and bring the rest of your gear. It's a fun time. The paddle usually runs around 3 to 3.5 hours, we let folks know. If it's a cold, windy day, folks go a little faster.
Right. If
it's a nice day, they sit back, relax, and float down the river, and that's just fine, too. There's no rain dates planned for this event. The 23 years, I believe we canceled it 4 times. 3 for high water, dangerous flood conditions, and once for lightning and thunderstorms. So we have a pretty good record there. So come on out on May 17th, Sunday, for Paddleboarder. Bring your gear, tell your friends, get the words out. We'll have information in the Bridge Weekly Showcase coming out soon and on the interweb. So tell your friends, gets going. It's a great time. This year we will have, of course, our favorite Strawberry Farm Band picking tunes, weather permitting, down at Bedell Bridge at the end, make it a little festive. And new to us last year and doing it again this year for our barbecue, we have Jazzy's Children Fund, who will be doing a barbecue. Okay. That's a great little organization to help out folks with cancer, kids with cancer. And they did a great job on the barbecue last year. Looking forward to the same thing this year, because you come off to that river after 3.5 hours, you will be hungry.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yep. Make sure you take some kibbles with you, right?
Yeah, take some food, take some water with you, bring dry socks. Don't forget to leave your keys somewhere you can get them, Steve.
Thanks for reminding me on that one.
Yeah. But it's great again. Paddleboarding Spring, our 23rd year, Sunday, May 17th. We will be going from the community field in Woodsville off of Route 135 there, down by the Little League dugouts. And we'll be coming out at Bedell Bridge State Park down Haverhill. Great ride, great day. The birds are really forming up on the river, so there'll be a lot of wildlife, a lot of scenery to see. The river's behaving this year. It's looking good. So we're looking forward to fun.
And we'll talk more about that before we're done this morning. But meanwhile, standing by on the phone, we want to introduce and say good morning to Peggy Hughes. How are you, Peggy?
I'm just fine. Thanks very much, Steve, for having us.
Well, no problem. Glad that you could take some time out of your schedule, as I'm sure you've been part of this Vermont 250th commemoration as Newbury celebrates the past, present, and future. Resilience in Newbury. So there are some things coming up this weekend that you wanted to share with our listeners, Peggy. Well, let's get started with some of the things happening this weekend. What do you have for us?
Well, I mostly wanted to talk about an event that's happening tomorrow on Saturday at the Tenney Library here in Newbury Village. It'll start at 4 o'clock, run for an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and we'll be hearing some readings and having some discussion about a very interesting little book. The title is 2050, Vermonters Take a Swipe at the Future. This is a book of short essays, all by Vermonters, many of whom you will know, certainly, and some of whom will be there to do some excerpts, read some excerpts from the book, and engage in the discussions. So, former Senator Jane Kitchell is one of those contributors who will be there. Mark Breen, we just heard from Mark about the weather. He's got a very interesting little essay in here with a weather forecast for us for 2050. And some of the others that you'll be able to meet and talk with are Ben Doyle, Scudder Parker, Brett Stanchu, and Eric Duncan. Eric's a farmer just up the road in Corinth, I believe. So people that might shy away from the idea of a book discussion don't really need to. You don't need to have read the book before you come. There'll be plenty to talk about, plenty to listen to. And if you decide that you really do want to own this book in your collection, there'll be some there to buy, or you can borrow one from the library. This is a three-way sponsored event. I'm speaking from the Newbury Historical Society, and of course the Tenney Library is co-hosting, and the Newbury Women's Club, which does regular book discussions every month, excuse me, has chosen this one as their monthly selection. So
quite a process to put all this stuff together, isn't it, Peggy?
It's been an interesting year. Yeah, and things keep getting added on to the schedule. I hope we can keep up the momentum.
Yeah, well, we started some of the discussions with Richard Roderick and his guests back first of the year, and it's hard to believe we're heading into May already. So, actually, this is a big deal coming up this weekend. And of course, Mike Thomas is here, and I guess you had success the last couple of weeks planting some trees here in Newbury and Wells River as well, Peggy.
Yes, Mike can tell you more about the tree planting in Wells River. That's already happened, but there'll be planting on the Newbury Common, actually, this afternoon. The after-school program is going to bring all their kids over, and we're going to hand them shovels, and we'll add some more flowering crabs to the common, replace some of the older ones that have started to die back.
Well, they have a life expectancy as well. Is there anything else that you could share in a little bit more detail in regards to Vermonters take a swipe at the future, 2050? I mean, that's kind of interesting.
Well, I have not made my way through the entire book yet. I'm still working on it myself. But what I'm finding is that all of these essays, first of all, they're short. So you can just pick it up and read one and then jump back into your busy schedule, come back and check out another one. The other thing I'm noticing is that while some of them are a bit fantastical and some are a bit post-apocalyptic, perhaps, a little bit fearful, most are hopeful, and most seem to center on a theme that Vermont has always risen to its challenges. Vermont seems to thrive on adversity, and actually, I guess I would like to point to one of the points that Eric Duncan makes in his essay. He says Vermont is built on a resilience that's that's found in its diversity, and he compares Vermont, and I think this is certainly true of Newbury, to a blue ribbon patchwork quilt that has all sorts of different geography and different cultures and different values all stitched together in a way that works.
And you can talk more about that during your book discussion coming up this weekend. Peggy Hughes is with us. She's promoting the Vermont 250th commemoration right here in Newbury. Resilience in Newbury, past, present, and future. So as we look to the future, on the 16th of May, I believe the Dar Chapter House will be open, and there's some things you wanted to share with our listeners this morning, Peggy.
I'm not sure that I'm not sure I'm the best person to bring you up to date on that.
Well, whatever you have for our
Sorry.
listeners will be fine, because we'll be chatting with whoever's representing Newbury in the next few weeks anyway. So whatever you have for our listeners this morning is fine.
Well, help me out, Mike.
I can help you out with that one, Peggy. I've been involved in that since the idea got started. The DAR, Daughters of American Revolution Chapter House, is on Oxbow Road off of Route 5 and just north of Newbury Village. And they're going to have an open house from 1 to 3 on the 16th. That's a Saturday. They have some incredible items in there. I know they have a dugout canoe, an old Indian Native American dugout canoe that they found up on Round Pond who knows how many years ago. They have uniforms, they have clothing, they have many, many artifacts in there. Mm-hmm. So going through the open house is a kind of a cool thing. And on this day, they're going to celebrate and put a marker up there where Montebell Hollow, out towards the farm there, Harkdale Farm, at 4 p.m., and that's a marker for Chamberlain Ferry dedication. And that was one of the first ferries across the Connecticut River back in the old days, before Stephen I's time, for sure. And there's many, many different ferries up and down all up and down the river, but we'll talk here in Newbury over the years. And this is one of the first ones. Really can't find any remains on the ground out there by the river, but Joy Leyland has done a great job of looking this up. She's the head of the DAR in Newbury, and she's quite the historian. So that's a worthwhile event if you want to learn more about the river, some of the crossings, and that dedication will be out by Route 5, where they're going to put up a marker.
And that's a Saturday, the 16th.
And
okay.
One other note, this came to Newbury's attention. There's a lady from Florida who is a great descendant of the Chamberlains, and she's the one who did this research to find out about this marker.
And your comment, Peggy?
Oh, yes, I wanted to add, speaking of the dugout canoe and speaking of the archaeology studies that have been done later this summer in July on the 25th, I believe the DAR chapter has engaged an archaeologist, Robert Goodby, to do a program at 2 p.m. And if I remember correctly, he's going to be sharing some information about dugout canoes.
Well, Peggy, we appreciate you taking time out of your schedule this morning and your dedication to Newbury over the years and what you've done. And if you have any final comments before we let you go, what do you have for us?
Well, just again, looking forward into the summer, and I think you'll be hearing a lot more about this on the 4th of July, which is always a big deal for Newbury, Wells River, Haverhill, Woodsville anyway, with the parade. The Newbury Weaving School will have a flag that they have woven themselves, and it will be dedicated in a special flag raising first thing in the morning on the 4th, but then it will also appear in the parade.
Well, that is great. We're going to continue to work with Newbury as the months progress here in 2026 as we celebrate Vermont during this 250th anniversary. And I'm sure you'll be part of our conversations in the future, Peggy, so get ready.
All right.
All right, you're more than invited. We appreciate your time today.
Thanks very much. It's great to talk with you all.
Likewise. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, there you have it. I mean, Mike Thomas is with us as well. That's great information that she gave us this morning.
Yeah, Newbury's really going all out this year. The committee started meeting last year, and it's 8-10 people been involved with this, and more on the sides, and they've been planning out these events throughout the whole season here. So we're resilient in Newbury, and we like to talk about it.
So you mentioned the Paddle the Border, which is 2 weeks from this Sunday on the 17th. Is there anything going on with Cross Vermont Trail?
Yes, I'll be back in here in a couple weeks, the first Friday in June, to talk about National Trails Day, our Trails Day work day, which will be happening June 6th.
Okay.
It's a Saturday. We'll meet up at Blue Mountain School, and we'll go out and do our cleanup and maintenance on the trail, get them ready for the summer hiking season. And there's some stuff to do up there. With the winds we've had this year, a lot of debris and blow down. Luckily, no big trees yet, but a lot of little stuff to clean up. So we'll be getting the word out about that. So today, to finish up, we've talked about May. We've talked about Reliance and the program tomorrow down at Tenney Library. We talked about on the 16th, next week, weekend after that, the dedication of Chamberlain Ferry. And then we're up to the 17th, May 17th, Sunday, Paddle the Border, spring, our 23rd year. And we will be paddling from the Woodsville Community Field down to Bedell Bridge. Folks are welcome to come paddle. Bring your stuff. Don't forget your life preserver. Bring your gear. And if folks don't want to paddle but just want to learn about the event, you can come down to Bedell Bridge afterwards and listen to Strawberry Farm Band and to get some good food from Jazzy's Children's Fund. And we're working out the details for a big surprise right now. And I'm going to say it, but we don't have it all exactly where it's going to be that day. But on Paddle the Border, rumor has it that Rogers Rangers are going to show up somewhere on the shores of the Connecticut River, thanks to the Old Church Theater in Bradford, who's pitching in to help this year. And they're going to put on a little reenactment. And they will have, of course, down at Bedell at the end of the event, they'll have stuff about their summer programs at the theater, always encouraging new people to join. So that's pretty exciting outlook for the month of May in the town of Newbury.
It certainly is. Celebrating 250th. Great update.
Well, thank you very much. We'll see everybody May 17th, Sunday, for Paddle the Border Spring down at the Community Field in Woodsville. And again, I'll be in to talk about the 6th of June, our 29th annual Trails Day Work Day on the Cross Vermont Trail.
Awesome.
We thank WYKR for supporting our events.
And we also thank Peggy Hughes for helping us out.
And Peggy, yes, great people. Have a good day, Steve. Thank you.
All right, we're going to be checking out the weather. It's 8:53, and the low 40s heading to the mid-50s with some sunshine today. But before we get to the weather, right here in downtown Wells River at Tuttle's Family Diner, these specials are available for you today, like the chicken fajita wrap with French fries, or the haddock sandwich with chips and pickle, haddock dinner with choice potato and a side, and also the seafood salad roll with chips and pickle. The soup today is beef barley. Those are the specials, but remember, you can order from the regular menu when you stop by Tuttle's Family Diner here in Wells River. You can also order out by calling them at 757-3333. The weather forecast. We're going to take a look at that. Compliments of Dad's 4x Tool and Supply right after this. Coming up on 8:55, we take a look at the weekend weather. Compliments of Dad's 4x Tool and Supply. 2 locations taking care of your needs on Route 5 in St. Johnsbury and downtown Wells River.
Hi, this is Ben from Dad's 4x Tool Supply. Today I would like to highlight a special piece of equipment we stock, a food plot planner. Yes, that is right, we have a food plot planner. Say that 5 times fast. A Casco 4-foot plot planner that can plant in either rows or broadcast, so it is good for legumes and grasses. This is available for rent, so you don't have to lay out big money for an implement you only need a day or two. Please call today to reserve a date to rent the planner. It will save you tons of work. Dad's 4x Tool and Supply, St. Johnsbury and Wells River.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast: clouds giving way to sun this morning, more afternoon clouds, continued cool, highs low to mid-50s, a fresh northwest wind. Tonight, partly cloudy this evening, then more clouds with a few rain or wet snow showers after midnight. lows in the low to mid-30s. Saturday, some early rain or wet snow showers, then breaks of sun, a localized afternoon shower in the 50s. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
And compliments of Dad's 4x Tool and Supply. 2 locations taking care of your needs right here in downtown Wells River and Route 5 in St. Johnsbury. As Gab Gackock right here in Nebuchadnezzar again at your country WYKR. We're getting set for the latest news and information at 9 o'clock. We hope you enjoy the weekend on this very first weekend of May 2026. News is next.
YKR Country is WTWN, W286DE Wells River, and WYKR FM Haverhill, Woodsville.